Fabulous shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriments. Non-stop feasting and more. The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through April 2nd. Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or Arizona.redfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
ADOT presents Terrifying Jobs.
Bull Rider, take 2.
Today we're talking with Clifford Maxwell, a rodeo bullfighter. His job? Distract raging bulls from going after thrown riders. Cliff, this seems like a really terrifying job. Why do you do it?
I love protecting the bull riders when they get bucked off.
How big are these bulls?
12 to 2,200 pounds of pure muscle.
You're not cowed by any of this, obviously. Is there anything that scares you?
Yeah, distracted drivers terrify me.
This message is brought to you by ADOT, the ABA, and this station.
Will Shakespeare here. Back in my day, I invented over 1,700 slang words like swagger, bedazzled, and my personal favorite, besmirch. But even I have trouble understanding slang words like yeet or bougie or...
This is fire.
Actually, it is extremely smooth Shakespeare vodka.
Okay, boomer.
See what I mean? But there is one word that describes the pure quadruple distilled spirit crafted from an 8th century Polish recipe the first time you try it.
So lit.
I couldn't have said it better myself. Shakespeare vodka. So lit.
Market Wrap host Mo Ansari on Do-It-Yourself Money Management.
Some people do manage money, do it very well. They enjoy doing it. Great, do it. But make sure you have somebody that can back you up. That's just as important. Something happens to you and your husband has no clue of what you were doing. So make sure you get somebody that you develop a relationship of trust for a period of time. It doesn't happen overnight. Trust is earned. You want somebody who gets paid on a quarterly basis, so their interest is there every quarter, and they are going to hold your hand for a lifetime. And that's really proactive management.
If you're ready for some help, call Compact Asset Management at 800-388-9700 and schedule your free consultation with Mo Ansari to learn about his holistic approach to wealth management. Call 800-388-9700. That's 800-388-9700.
Compact Asset Management is a registered investment advisor, funds custodian, Fidelity Institutional Wealth Services, member FINRA SIPC.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. It's opening day. Major League Baseball is officially started this season, and the Diamondbacks, well, they get to play the Dodgers tonight. Fantastic.
No,
hooray.
Everybody's 0-0 at this point. So
yeah.
Well,
zeros are going to continue. I'm just
not everybody
saying.
Some games finished already.
Oh yeah, how'd your game go there?
We don't have to talk about it.
You're still zero, just like everybody else, except for the people who played you.
But not zero. Yeah. It's not 0 and 0.
Yeah,
it's just 0
and
1.
Yeah. Aren't you guys supposed to be good this year?
No.
Oh.
No, the Nationals are not supposed to be good. They're very bad. They were the worst team in baseball last year. They may be one of the worst 3 teams in baseball this year.
7-2 Braves beat them.
We don't have to talk about it.
Ow, 7-2.
Yeah, it was home opener in Washington.
Wow.
Yeah.
All my Brave Brave fan friends that texted me today to just wish me on a happy season. I got 162 more of these. So
7-2. If what I understand, all 7 runs for the Braves happened in the first inning, and after that, they just they didn't even field a complete team. They just decided, it's just not fair. So every now and then there was a third baseman. Sometimes there wasn't. I mean, they just didn't care. They just didn't care.
I wish that's what happened, so I could have just stopped watching right then and there. But no, they drew it out. They drew it out. Got 3 in 1 inning. Got 3 in another inning, got 1, a little bit later on. Yeah, no, it's not. We don't have to talk about it. It's not great. It's not,
I'm sorry for your loss.
I just looked at that lineup that Washington has. I don't recognize any of these people except for Victor Robles.
Yeah, go ahead, Randy.
I was just going to say it's only game one of 162. So Keon, anything can happen at this point. Anything can happen. I mean, okay,
I
right
highly
now,
doubt this, but
right now you're in the cellar of the division right now. But hey, that's where you ended up last year at the end of the season. So
that's where we'll be again.
And you don't know what's going to happen. I bid you good luck, my friend.
Not
good
better
luck
than the
to you.
Mets, not better than the Phillies, not better than the Braves, not better than the man. We're going to be at the bottom of this division by a long way.
Well,
the good
Phillies,
news is you're used to it, so you know how to act.
Phillies are losing right now to the Rangers.
Oh, so it won't be alone at least.
Yeah.
So Mr. Wilbur says, welcome to Thursday, gentlemen. How does it feel to finally work on a Thursday in the month of March? I'm against it. He says, Keon, look on the bright side. It's not 162 to look forward to. And now it's only 161. So that you got that going for you.
That's true. That's true.
So the Diamondbacks are going to be visiting the Dodgers in the cesspool known as Dodger Stadium over there in the cesspool known as California. And okay, so we don't really stand a whole lot of a chance, I don't think, but I'm surprised the run line's only 1.5. So
Listen,
that was something.
Look, the Dodgers are just a giant machine. It's Zach Gallen against Urias for the Dodgers tonight, and should be a good game. However, it's game one of 162. Anything can happen, gentlemen. Anything can happen.
Stop saying that same cliche over and over again. It doesn't make anybody feel better.
It's the truth. Anything can
it's like
happen.
what Berg is like. You got 4 quarters and 60 minutes. Well, yeah, we know that. We understand how the clock works, but it's not going to make us feel better or worse about anything. And right now, if you want to bet, for the Diamondbacks to win, you're plus 143 on the money line. So, knock yourself out. Surprised is this close, to be honest. Did something go wrong with the Dodgers? Why is this betting line so close?
There's been a lot of talk in the offseason about the Diamondbacks, the youngsters that are playing. They've got a couple of guys on the team that Major League Baseball is really watching, and they've got Corbin, that kid Corbin, and one of the outfielders. He might not even be playing in outfield. They might have moved him into the infield. But anyway, Corbin is right now is a star for the Diamondbacks. Looks like he might be in the running for Rookie of the Year. Of course, this is a preseason sort of thing. We have to wait and let the season unfold. But the Diamondbacks have McCarthy. They've got Zach Gallen on the hill tonight. Mm-hmm. They've got a lot of reason to believe that this could be a competitive team. Now, I'm not saying the Diamondbacks will win the West. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it should be a hell of a lot better than it was last year. However, Torey Lovello is still the manager of the team.
So there's that. But Corbin Carroll, Randy, left field.
He's in left field today. Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Corbin Carroll.
So this is the moment. This is the chance. This is the time and the place. This is the only time and place it makes sense to make our Major League Baseball predictions right here, right now. I say it's way too early for any of this nonsense, but let's do it anyway. All right. So how many Diamondback wins do you predict for this year, Randy?
I will go over on 80.
All right. You're saying 80. Keon, how many wins for this Diamondbacks team this year?
I'll put him at 75.
All right. So now I can go either way with the Price is Right rules. I can say 1 or 81 and I could win the whole thing.
Yeah, you could.
But as a fan of the Diamondbacks and having absolutely no idea whatsoever, I'm going to say 81. So there you go. Suck on that, Randy. Unless they're exactly 80, then you win. Then that is impressive. All right. So who wins the World Series this year? Pick a team. Keon, who do you have winning the World Series this year? Spoiler alert, not the Nationals.
Yeah, I figured that from a very long time ago, but after watching today, definitely not. I hate to say it, I'm feeling the Mets.
There's a lot of people talking about the Mets right now in that sort of a way.
They went out and spent money like they really meant it, and they didn't just throw it away on aging guys who aren't going to produce. They went out and got pitching, which I just think in October is hugely important, and they hit well too. So I just they're just a loaded pitching team. I'm going to go with the Mets.
All right, Mets in the pitching.
I
Randy,
hope to be
who do you
wrong.
got?
I've got the Seattle Mariners. They've got a young pitching staff. They've got a a couple of great players, and they were surprising last year, ending up second in the West behind the eventual world champions. And with this new diverse schedule, I think Seattle has a great chance to go deep into the playoffs, perhaps even jump into the World Series and eke out a win. So give me the way too soon Seattle Mariners to win the World Series.
I'm taking the way too soon San Diego Padres. That seems like a team that's going to do a whole lot of damage.
That team is loaded.
Yeah, so that's my choice there. All right, so who do you have for your American League MVP prediction, Randy?
Oh, geez.
Come on.
American League MVP?
You can do it.
Probably Shohei Ohtani.
No. Who do you choose?
American,
That's who you think's going to win. Okay.
American League MVP, probably Shohei Ohtani.
All right, Keon?
I think it's Aaron Judge.
You are incorrect. It's Shohei Ohtani.
I mean, look, I would prefer Ohtani, but Aaron Judge, first at bat homer. I feel like he's going to have a year.
Yeah, that is he still a Yankee? I hate the Yankees.
Yes,
By the way, Fish Tank, why don't I have a song that says "Burn in Hell Yankees"? I don't hate the Dodgers. I'm annoyed by them, and I don't like that they tweaked in our pool. That's everything you guys know already. But what the thing is I feel like I should be able to hit a button and hear "Burn in Hell Yankees," but whatever. I got Ohtani on that one too. For the American League, also keep an eye out on Ramirez from the Guardians and Abreu from the Astros. Those are a couple of names that's still being popped about in the betting odds. All right, so Randy, from the National League MVP, who you eyeballing on this one?
I don't even know who to call. I'll be honest with you. There's so much great talent in the National League.
Pick a guy.
Who?
Just pick a guy.
Well, right now, I mean,
Jeffrey O'Brien.
Jeffrey O'Brien for MVP. I don't know. Goldie was your reigning MVP, so.
Well, he's probably not going to get it again, so you got to pick another guy.
Gosh. What about Mookie Betts for the Dodgers? How about Mookie Betts?
All right, Betts. Gotcha. Keon, let's hear it from you.
I'm feeling really good about Juan Soto and the Padres.
How do you go to Juan Soto after you picked the Mets earlier? Why aren't you going with Pete Alonso? I'm taking Pete Alonso then. Okay. You can't have him then.
Okay. I happen to think that Pete Alonso is a touch overrated. I think Soto is the more consistent hitter. But I think that the Mets, because of their pitching, I picked them to win the World Series. Neither of those things are conflicting things.
I feel like it's conflicting. And also, the National
Does the guy that wins the MVP always win the championship too?
Keep an eye on Ronald Acuna Jr. from the Braves or Jose Ramirez from the Guardians.
Oh yeah, no, Jose Ramirez is another good one. Damn.
Yeah. So how about that for our way too early predictions? I feel like I'm going to win on the Diamondbacks thing. I feel like they can do more than 81 wins. I know they only had 74 wins last year, but if you're right, Randy, and they're looking better, 6-7 more wins shouldn't be a big deal, man.
Well, you're right about that, but they have to produce, and they are in a like Keon, appropriately said, a murderer's row of the NL West. They're predominant play against the National League West, so they're gonna, the National League West is gonna beat each other up. But I would say that the Diamondbacks, I feel good about them, and I feel like they, depending on how the season goes, if they stay healthy, this young squad, I think that they could even compete for the second wild card spot if you give them an opportunity. They might sneak in there. They were playing really good ball towards the end of the season last year, in spite of Torey Lovullo and the stats people with the Diamondbacks. So we'll have to wait.
Is that every win the Diamondbacks you're going to say, in spite of Torey Lovullo?
Well, yeah, because I've never met Torey Lovullo. I'm sure he's a nice man. He just doesn't manage the way I would expect a National League West guy to manage. He just it seems like he kind of kowtows down to whatever the statistics department says, and that's how he plays the game. Give me more of a gritty manager, somebody that has some intuition, somebody that can take the statistics, take the the analytics, and kind of put them in a blender with your own experience and see what you come up with. I mean, you don't have to manage the team clearly by just analytics, and I feel like Lovullo, he is continually relying on the analytics department.
Say what you will about Torey Lovullo. but I have it from a reliable source, inside information.
Uh-huh.
He does not separate his recyclables.
Well, there's another sin you can put on his list.
He's a monster in Greta Thunberg's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
888-368-1580. The Jet wants to know if we're going to be off the air every time the Diamondbacks are playing. No. Why would we be off the air?
Only if we can.
I know Randy's going to be off the air. What game are you going to next week?
Well, next week I'm not actually going to the game, but I will be at my son's house. My son, my grandson, my daughter, my son-in-law will be, and my other daughter-in-law and Miss Kim. We will all be gathered and watching the Diamondbacks home opener, which is next Thursday.
Hey, Keon, did you get invited to this?
I did not get invited to this. No,
neither. That's fine. It's cool. 888-368-1580. Fifth letter says the Dodgers pitcher on the mound can't even see straight with his dorky ass. So the Diamondbacks will win tonight. What's he talking about?
Well, Jose Urias has these glasses that he wears.
Oh,
they remind me of, remember back in the day when you were playing a lot of racquetball and they had those weird looking racquetball
Eric
glasses?
Dickerson glasses.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's what they kind of look like. So,
oh, well, it's a win for sure.
Yeah.
Average Joe says nothing better than Judge hitting a home run on opening day. Yankees win. Well, there is something better, and that is a giant earthquake where a big crack opens up underneath the mound and swallows not just Aaron Judge, but every single Yankee player on the team.
Yeah, well, it could happen.
I can dream. Bruno Baller says, isn't this the season where every National League team will play every American League team on the schedule?
Well, I don't know that it's every team, but the National League will play the American League more often. It goes from, I think, 20 interleague games to 46 interleague games. And they will also reduce the amount of times that they face their interdivisional opponents. So, in other words, the Diamondbacks will not play the Dodgers, the Rockies, or the Padres as often. They'll only play each team 13 times instead of, I think it was 18 or 20 times. So that will make way for more options for the other National League teams to come into town and for the Diamondbacks to go visit them, and more AL teams to play against the National Leagues.
Which means we also won't get our asses kicked as often by the Dodgers or the Padres
I'm not looking at this season like it's just going to be an ass whooping every time they walk into Chavez Ravine or, Petco Park there in San Diego.
I've been trained by the Diamondbacks on what to expect.
Right. I feel like it's going to be a little different.
I hope you're right. I hope you're right.
I just want them to compete. Just compete.
Jet assumes, since we're constantly getting off the air early for everything from basketball to chess, that we'd be off the air for baseball. No, man, I told you guys, it's a March Madness is a time where we really enjoy getting paid for doing nothing. But now that's over except for, the championship game Monday. We won't be on Monday, but after that, we're on pretty much all the time until something else happens. But that's going to be months away. So no, unless GCU wants to have a baseball game, we're not going to be preempted for anything else. In fact, we're not getting preempted for a draft show. We're doing our own draft show.
Yeah.
Nobody asked us. We just decided we're going to do our own damn draft show.
Yeah.
If there's something that this show does know, it's football. And Keon is an expert in college football. So when the two come together, we are completely competent to having a good quality daily blender draft show. So we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So if anything, I'm sorry, guys, we'll probably have to work till about 7 that day. So,
oh, well, we'll sacrifice.
It's draft day.
Just saying, it's a special day. It's draft day, but we're used to getting out at 6. So this is where we make up all that mess time. Anyway, 888-368-1580. What's this? Radio Ron says, you are on Monday. How are we on Monday? For half an hour? What's going on here? No, we got the national championship on Monday, Ron. Let me see here. I'm flipping forward there. Yeah.
The pregame starts at 3:30.
At 3:30, yes. Unless you want us to do a whole half hour, I guess.
We'll wait.
Which I know he loves when we wait in silence on his radio show.
Well, yeah. Well, it'll help him type quicker on his phone if we just stop talking completely. Bruno Baller says, speaking of a draft show, it's only 4 weeks away from today, opening round. Yeah, very excited about that. And it's an exciting thing where a whole lot happens that day and then a whole lot happens the next day, if you know what I mean. People are waiting to do things, waiting to decide on some things based on what happens on the draft. There's always drama that happens and trades and this and that. Somebody's going to do something stupid and risk their draft position. Somebody's going to have an inspiring story and make everybody cry a little bit. And there's going to be trades and movement and just all sorts of fun stuff. And of course, an awful lot of booing, so much booing. But if I got paid $65-70 million a year, which is, I think, since they're upping him, he's going to be in the $70 million a year range. Roger Goodell, you could boo me and throw soft vegetables at me for $70 million a year. I don't even care. As long as it's not hurtful vegetables, like soft, rotten vegetables, like the tomatoes is, as long as I know that's coming and they're not like, don't throw like a full on like honeydew melon and knock me out.
Yeah.
You could throw fruit. I don't even care. You could shoot slime, like the Nickelodeon stuff at me the entire time. And all I'd be thinking in my head is, and the next pick in the draft, because I make $70 million. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy.
And use of the NFL, an NFL provided private jet. He doesn't have to pay for that one. That's just they're just let him use that, just whenever he feels like it.
Radio Ron is contending that the tip-off for the national championship game will be at 6:20, and oh my God, he's right. He's right. No, wait. If it's 7:30, no, it's 4:30. What are you talking about? Let's see. The tip-off is 4:30. You're looking at Eastern time, Ron. The tip-off is if you're looking at Eastern time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, and that special pregame that we are contractually obligated to take by Westwood One is at 6:30 Eastern, which is 3:30 p.m. No. I got this right. So, I hate to disagree, but
why do I feel another Depends ad coming on?
I sure hope not, because that went so well last time for us.
I feel like we're going to end up having to do that half hour. That'd be the worst thing. So what are you reading, Radio Ron? It says I'll send you the memo from Westwood One, unless they send a new memo out saying that they've changed the time on everybody. I haven't seen that yet. Fifth letter says it's not Eastern, it's in Houston. Well, the Eastern time is what Westwood One bases their broadcast times off of. So nice try, fifth letter. 888-368-1580. And Jet says, you forgot about time change. No, it's not 4:30. It's 3:30 for the pregame, which we are contractual. I'm not arguing with anybody but Radio Ron right now, Jet. So you just stand back and mind your own business. We got to take a break. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
NBA, just 2 games on the card tonight. The Milwaukee Bucks at home to take on the Boston Celtics, a battle of 2 top teams in the Eastern Conference. Milwaukee, 2.5-point favorite at home, -142. The Celtics +120 with an over-under of 237. The Denver Nuggets, a 5.5-point favorite tonight. They're hosting the New Orleans Pelicans. Denver leading Memphis by 3.5 games in the West. Denver -225 on the money line. The Pelicans +188, over-under 226.5. Major League Baseball, the Diamondbacks +142 in their game against the Dodgers. Los Angeles -168. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
There's no doubt that Harman Solar can save you up to 85% on your monthly electric bill. That's a fact. Bruce Jacobs here. But did you know it's possible to get solar for $0 down and no payments for 12 months? You can lease, finance, or even purchase outright. They have plans that fit everybody. Harman Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmansolar.com.
Parents, are you tired of helping put your kids' shoes on? They're squirming, watching cartoons, anything but helping. Luckily, it's Skechers to the rescue. Introducing new hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Footwear you can just get your kids to step into and their shoes are on. You don't need to bend over. You don't need to sit on the floor and try to wrangle them on. And they're available in all types of Skechers styles with and without laces, and most are machine washable. Find Skechers slip-ins for kids or mom and dad at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish shoes are sold.
When it comes to March Madness, the Fanatic has you covered wall to wall. 1580 The Fanatic is your one-stop exclusive home for the NCAA men's basketball tournament.
He'll shoot a contested three, and he'll bury it! Triple time!
From the first tip to the final buzzer, we've got you covered. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. And at 1580thefanatic.com, your exclusive home for March Madness.
Terry Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I went back and double checked. I think I'm right, but then Radio Rom texted in that Westwood One got lots of complaints from the fourth dimension about our show not being on. He says I pulled some strings and tip-off has now been moved to 9 p.m. Eastern. Son of a bitch. We're going to have to do some work behind the scenes to fix that. Fifth letter says, nope, you have to work. Radio Ron, tell him. Yeah, I guess he just did. So Bruno Baller wants to know what city is hosting the draft this year. I think it's Kansas City, isn't it? Isn't it in the Kansas City? Anyone?
That's a good question. Let me look it up.
I kind of have my brain wrapped around opening day for baseball right now.
Yeah, it is at Kansas City.
Yeah, people are surprised when I know things.
I won't look it up now.
People are surprised when I know things, and then they have to actually hear Keon. I just
wanted to double check.
Yeah, because it's Jeffrey O'Brien telling you, hey, we'd better double check. It's important. So opening day, and I just I know Randy, you're a little bit turbed about some of these new rules, and wishing they would leave things alone. But
well, I mean,
it's
some
not
of them,
a new thing to tinker with the game of baseball. Back in 1944, the Yankees, the Dodgers, and the Giants, they all played a three-way baseball game, trying to raise some money for World War II and stuff. Yeah, and it was just a disaster. They never did that again.
Exactly. There was a three-way baseball game, and it was for charity, and so it didn't affect the game itself. So
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
They're always tinkering. They're always trying new things. There's nothing wrong with that.
I was watching the Red Sox and Orioles earlier today, and Rafael Devers just got called out because he was in the batter's box, but he was not set and ready to go. But the pitcher wasn't even on the rubber yet on the mound.
Oh, wow.
So he was really confused because the pitcher wasn't ready to go. So he was like, I'm in the box. I'm, when he gets there, then I'll get into my stance, but he wasn't in his stance. So he was out. And I just hate everything about the whole thing that happened. And then of course the umpire didn't bother to explain to him why he was out. He had to find out in the dugout why, because he didn't quite understand the rules, because it is confusing.
Here, I don't. Yes, but no. Here's the thing. It clearly says the batter needs to be in the box and ready to face the pitch with 8 seconds left on the clock. That's what it says in black and white. So I don't know what's the confusing part about this. Get in the damn box and get ready to go. It doesn't say the pitcher has to be standing on the rubber, ready to throw the pitch. It says the batter has got to be in the box with 8 seconds on the clock, ready to receive the pitch. And if you're not, it's a strike. Bottom line, if the pitcher does not deliver the ball by 20 seconds, time up, then it's a ball. I mean, it kind of breaks down that easy.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, all of this, lip service that we've been getting over the last week or so, because, all these stars that don't play the game of baseball, all these actors are coming in and saying, oh, here's the changes. And guess what? We have a new clock now. And all of these guys at these sports places, Fox and ESPN and the rest of these, oh, we've sped up the game by 26 minutes. And all the players seem to like it. Okay. Day one, right out of the box, what happened? Rafael Devers got a strike called him because he wasn't in the box ready to go. So clearly not entirely covered by all of the players in Major League Baseball. Get in the box and be ready to go by 8 seconds to go.
Well, if you have been told, then you should be doing and suddenly not knowing on opening day, that's on that dude.
Maybe
that is on him. It's not on anyone else because all of I call it preseason, all of spring training, they've been telling you how this thing is supposed to work. And so if it's not on this player, it's on his manager, it's on his teammates, it's on everybody else because they should have learned that. But I get it. That little weird entitlement thing goes back 140 years, back when Major League Baseball would let the players request where the pitchers would throw the ball during the bat. They say, I want a high one, please. Low one, middle. Back in this was between 1876 and 1887, and then the umpire would then adjust the strike zone to where they said they wanted the ball. So 140 years from then to now, I get the entitlement thought process, but you've had all of the preseason to figure it out. You've had all of the offseason knowing that was kind of coming, that is what they were going to do. So I don't feel sorry for the player for getting confused. This is my first day.
I kind of do, only in as much as ready to face the pitch and in your stance are not quite the same thing. And then maybe when he was in the box looking at the pitcher, he's like, I'm ready to face this pitch. And because he was not in his stance, that clock hit 7. He was in the box. It's not like he was out there kind of meandering around. He was there and he was swinging the bat around because the pitcher wasn't there. And then at 7 seconds, he was tossed. And I do think, because he thought he was ready to face the pitch. That's the way his reaction said that. Like, if the ball was thrown, I was going to hit it, but it wasn't. So
this is a new, how are we going to decide when is ready, when it's not?
And this is the stuff that I was about to say that. This is the stuff that the NFL kind of screwed around with when there's that little bit of ambiguity in the rules, then you don't know what a catch is for like 10 years. If you're going to say ready to face the pitch, define what ready to face the pitch means, because in your stance is a different thing than just, I was there and I was ready to go.
Yeah, it's this is going to take a minute to sort out. I don't think anybody likes this. Randy, old head, when it comes to the game of baseball, leave it alone. If somebody likes it, great. If they don't, then kick rocks. I don't mind rule changes as long as they make sense. And to me, I have to agree with Randy. I don't think that this whole, getting the batter in the box at a certain time, the pitcher at a certain time, they're being very, very picky. And this is also a thing where the umpire, again, that's what we need more of. Subjective,
exactly.
Oh, well, it's a strike. Oh, that's a ball. It's like, wait, what? They need consistency on how these things are going to be. And maybe it's a give and take as they start to sort that out themselves. But now we've added another thing that is going to make people argue and screw up the game of baseball.
My suggestion to Rafael Devers is get in the box, get set. Don't be swinging the bat. Be in the box. You don't have to be, in your hitting stance. You can be in there, have the bat not moving around in the box. Be ready to go. Don't be doing your practice swings and all this kind of business. Get set. Get in the box and stand there ready to go. Don't be swinging the bat, taking warm-up swings or whatever.
I'm sure he's not going to make that mistake again.
Well, I hope so.
To be honest, though, it's not a big deal because I remember, even just in softball, I would walk up to the plate, I would immediately get ready, and I'd be standing there like this. I didn't have to sit there and kick dirt off my shoes. I didn't play. I know it's just softball, but there's no reason you got to go through all these silly little, traditions or ticks or whatever you want to call it. Just get up there, get in a stance, and be ready to go. Why is that so hard?
It's not hard, but you're 26. He's 26 years old. At every level of the game, he's been playing it this one way. And so he gets in the box, and I'm willing to bet that just because he wasn't taking practice swings, but yeah, the bat was not set. I'm willing to bet that he did not interpret that as I was not ready to go.
All right, I know how to fix this, Randy. So you know what it is
get rid of the clock.
You get talked about stuff, but it's not the same. So you need some sort of explanation and motivation. So when you go up there, be ready every time. So if you're telling them, well, if you don't go up there and you're not ready exactly the way you're supposed to be, it'll be a ball or a strike or whatever. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay. But if you train them saying, if you're not up there ready to go, you're going to be hit by a car. Because if you ever think you're about to be hit by a car,
yeah, it's good
your
point.
head is on a swivel and you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing so you don't get hit by a car. So I think they should train them by having cars go by at high speed. So if you're not in that batter's box the correct way, you're getting plowed over. To have a NASCAR practice track next to it is
a
absolutely
whole train
horrifying.
of NASCARs go by. Yeah.
The guy's
You'll
gonna be like,
ready. Oh, yeah.
he might be crowding the plate a little, but he'll be ready.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to train him.
Might be on the plate, but you know.
I'm just saying. I have ideas, is what I think.
You
we're
are a
getting at.
visionary, Jeffrey O'Brien.
That is a true statement. The Jets. I need you to blow a whistle, and we have a 5-minute penalty on the Jets.
Oh boy.
He says, "Sorry, but I'm the one who started that petition with Radio Ron to get you guys to be on the air.
That'll cost you 5. That's almost a game misconduct.
Yeah, that means we're not hearing from the Jet again until after the next commercial break. So, yeah, snitches get stitches and stuff." Boomer Sooner says, "Good day, Blender Nation. Raining up here in Anthem. Randy, can I get a beer, please?" We probably should get a weather forecast here in a little bit, too.
All right.
Just it's not raining here. It was sort of raining here and there a little bit. I mean, you want to give me a weather forecast now so I know what to look forward to the next couple
I
days?
can do it right now. Absolutely.
Let's
From
do
the 1580 The Fanatic Harmon Solar Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. There's some clouds out there. It's very breezy under currently breezy skies. 57 degrees right now. We do have some storm cells circulating the valley. This is that storm that was right off the coast of Northern California. Kind of blew in yesterday afternoon. It was in western Arizona, northwestern Arizona. Well, this is the remnants of that storm. The North Country is getting hit. Las Vegas is getting pounded right now. There's some activity in Kingman. The northern part of the state is experiencing some snow. So yeah, we might have some rain, but 57 the current temperature. Look for the temperature returning back to normal tomorrow, which is in the mid 70s and sunny skies throughout the weekend. From the 1580 The Fanatic Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Randy White. Back to you, Jeff Cope.
Thank you, Randy. And it was thanks to this bit of weather that I think I have discovered I have arthritis.
Really?
Yeah. Huh. You know how I had to get this special mouse because it's over like a handshake because my I thought I was hurting my tendon in my thumb, getting some of that carpool tunnel syndrome or something.
Yeah.
And so I got the handshake mouse, and that kind of helped. But even the day I sat down, I'm like, ow, right away. I hadn't done nothing. I woke up and it hurt. And I was like, what's going on here? And I opened up the blinds. I'm like, oh, it's raining out. Oh, this is probably confirmation I have crippling arthritis. Fantastic.
Well, I don't know about crippling, but might have a touch of the arthritis. Yeah.
Randy, if a rich person hurts, it's crippling.
Well, that's true.
Good to know.
I'm sorry. I forgot all about that. I'm sorry.
So try to have a little sympathy, please.
Yes. I'm sorry.
Average Joe says, what I'm ready for is the NBA and the NCAA to stop the high five after every free throw. It's a free throw.
Yeah.
You don't need to congratulate and be congratulated by 4 other guys for a freebie. Okay, it's not necessarily a freebie, but I agree with you 100% on the rest of it, Average Joe, because it's like a weird tick. Whether you make it or miss it, you're like, it's almost OCD stuff at the line. Like I got to touch every player or I'll miss the next free throw. You know what I mean? It's weird. And then after that free throw, when everybody starts running back, you're not trying to touch everybody when you go. It's just, you know what I'm saying? I agree, Average Joe. Do we need all that? I don't.
You know, Rick Barry, you used to shoot the
Heard of him,
underhand free throws.
Wasn't he
I did the granny shots.
Alpine skiers?
No, he played basketball with.
He did. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he by the way, high free throw shooting percentage, but he said if you miss, nobody should high five.
I agree.
If you miss the free throw, like if you make it, okay, do whatever you want. But if you miss it, nobody should high five you. You missed. You missed a shot when you were open and by yourself.
Hi. Miss, son of a bitch. That's all that should happen. And you should walk away in shame.
Yeah.
You know? And maybe you just go off the court.
As a former ball player, and I've never played at the bigs, but I can only imagine that some of these guys, ball players by nature, are a little quirky. So if you're not having a good night at the plate, you may be 0 for 3, you're in danger of wearing the golden sombrero. That's going 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. You go back to the bench, and the last guy that got a hit, you go up to him and you rub his helmet, or you slap his hand. Or, give me a little, give me a little of that, so I can the next time I go here, touch my bat. Here, rub on my bat for a while. Here, let me rub your helmet, and you can rub on my bat, and give me a little of that magic, so I can get a hit here. You see what I'm saying? That's what ball players do.
For the record, I'd appreciate if nobody rubs my bat or touches my helmet. Thank you. 888-368-1580. All right, so we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we're going to talk about the Phoenix Suns from last night, since Average Joe brought it up. And, of course, the Lakers, because we're this close to something special with the Lakers. I'll explain when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's. So thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry's starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover, all for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code TRUST at checkout. That's harrys.com, code TRUST. Enjoy.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is presented by Harmon Solar, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Desert Diamond Arena. Don't miss a moment of the action, the upsets, the last-second buzzer beaters that make this tournament madness. The NCAA men's basketball tournament, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of your spring cleaning with a new laundry set featuring large capacity and innovations to make laundry day quicker and more efficient, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. Bring on spring with savings on select laundry appliances in-store and online at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah! Weekends now through April 2nd. Great shopping, a giant crafts market. New shows featuring seafarers, mermaids, and merriments. Non-stop feasting and more. The Renaissance Festival is back. Weekends now through April 2nd.
Discount tickets available at Bashas' and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashas', Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time.
Like right now.
Or right now. Or even
now.
Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
You smell that? The boys of summer are back, and that means baseball action. That means grand slams, no hitters, double plays.
I don't smell anything.
They come from behind, walk-off hits, walk-off home runs. Baseball is back, and there's no better place to get in on the MLB action than at FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook. You can't smell it, Jeffrey, because you're not really, like a true baseball fan.
I just smell the toothpaste in my microphone here.
Well,
it's minty fresh, unlike the microphones at the radio station.
I think that might be the pine tar you're smelling. The pine tar in the on-deck circle. That's what you're smelling, Jeffco, because right now new customers can step up to the plate. I don't write them, folks. I just read them. With a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000, just go to FanDuel.com/Randy1580. Sign up and place your first bet and get up to $1,000 back in bonus bets if you don't win. Aaron Judge kicking off a new season, led off with a home run today. Justin Verlander already hurt. Is he going to come back and maybe give it a run for the Cy Young? How about Jacob deGrom and the Rangers? It seems like they were in step against the Phillies so far today. And you can build a same game parlay with your favorite matchup of the day. You just got to watch what's going on. Don't miss your chance to get a no sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Just go to FanDuel.com/Randy1580 to sign up. FanDuel, official partner of Major League Baseball. Must be 21 or older. Presence in Arizona. First online real money wager only. $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See full terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342. Jeff, go.
Thank you, Randy. And you see what I have right here on the camera. If you see this, this is an original baseball from 1882. And when I smell this, now I can smell the leather. I can smell the dirt. I can smell the field. I can smell the BS because it's really the number one dad ball my kids gave me. So I don't know. I just want to see if, nobody bought it. So fine. But
baseballs were never brown like that. No,
because I'm the number one dad.
No, I have a official Major League Baseball that I got.
Yeah, but does it say dad number one on it?
No, it's doesn't say anything.
Well, there you have it. 888-368-1580. We were talking about how Average Show brought up that the NBA and the NCAA, they're always doing that sort of everybody has to high five the guy whether he makes the free throw or not. I agree. It's kind of obsessive and excessive and kind of silly. Wilbur texts in and says, come on, every time Jeffrey makes a blind joke in the studio, you guys are high-fiving each other. Wilbur, how could you even know that?
That's true.
You have no evidence of that because, unless somebody's telling you these. And then, never mind. 888-368-1580. So last night, the Suns, by the way, forgot to do this early on. Donnie. Hey, Donnie. Hey. Sorry about your Timberwolves. Oh. You know what Donnie tweeted out? Like the same time I tweeted out, Donnie, he tweeted out, this game is being officiated horribly. After he did nothing but heckle us when Monty was out there saying, this is just a ridiculous officiating. He got fined $20,000 for saying what he said, Coach Monty. He was like, 42 free throws for their team, 6 for us. That ain't right. And so then, of course, Donnie then says, well, it's pretty weak when you blame the officiating. So what is the first thing Donnie does last night on Twitter? Oh, this officiating's atrocious.
Yeah. And when you point out bad officiating, if someone tells you that that's weak to bring up, they are the first person to do it. Always, every time, without fail.
But here's the thing. It was really bad officiating when Monty had brought it up. It was so clear that the unbiased people doing the play-by-play, that was when Monty brought that up. That was when the play-by-play was done by a national crew who didn't care either way, and they were just like, "Holy God, this is bad officiating." And so we'll go to Keon, who is not a Suns fan. This officiating last night, would you say that it was lopsided in favor of the Suns on their home court? Or was it just bad across the board, or was it okay? I mean, where was the officiating last night in your eyes?
To me, I thought it was bad across the board. It was pretty ticky-tack, just generally.
Should the Timberwolves have won that game if not for the officiating?
I don't think so, just because, like I said, it was pretty ticky-tack. They were calling a lot of stuff, and Devin Booker was
equally bad both ways.
In my opinion, yes. And
Booker was being assaulted regularly and nothing happened. Is what you're going to say?
No, I'm going to say he actually got free throw. I mean, he actually got free throws, but he was being aggressive and going to the basket. And in a game where the officials are calling every little thing, that's going to happen to you. And I was looking for, I don't know, someone from Minnesota to try and take advantage of that. And it seemed like actually Naz Reid off the bench was like the only guy that really seemed interested in going at the basket. The thing with Minnesota is you've got 2 big guys and one of them doesn't even want to be in the paint. So like, how is he supposed to get free throw foul calls when he's out there shooting threes. Well, mind you, Karl Anthony Towns was shooting really well, but you're not going to get those calls from out there.
Well, Rudy Gobert, after the game, he says the NBA is conspiring against the Timberwolves as part of a big market playoff agenda. And he's just like, it's bull bleep. It's not fair. And he goes off on it, and he brings up the Sacramento Kings. You could not pick a smaller market team.
Bad example.
He's like, well, they just wanted to win because it's a feel-good story. Well, okay, Rudy. Okay, COVID spreader. Okay, patient zero. And then he brings up, of course, the Warriors when they played the Warriors and stuff. Well, that's a team that's had to really fight back to be where they're at right now. But I don't know. There might be truth to what he's saying as far as bad officiating. I don't know that there's an NBA conspiracy to help the Suns. Seems like most of the time there's a pretty damn good conspiracy to hurt the Suns, depending on if Scott Foster's in town.
Generally, and I think there are a lot of teams that kind of struggle with that. The Raptors have struggled with that as well, but I wouldn't call them small market. It's just when you have superstars in the NBA, superstars get calls. That's just what happens. And I wish it weren't quite that way. Like superstars would get more calls than role players will. The Suns have a lot of superstars. I don't know if you noticed, they got Booker and Durant, and then, okay, maybe Ayton's not a superstar, but he's going to get some calls too. And that's if there's an agenda, that's the agenda. The market size doesn't have anything to do with it. I don't think the league actually cares.
So the Kings are in a tiny, tiny market. Nobody has cared about the Kings until suddenly you're going to see a whole lot of fresh new Kings t-shirts and jerseys this year. But listen, to compare, when Coach Monty went up and complained about the officiating, and he paid the price. It was 40, what was it, 47 or something like that? Free throws for the other team, and I think like 17 for the Suns. Last night, the Suns shot 27, Minnesota shot 12. There was a difference in that, but it wasn't an egregious difference like what Coach Monty was getting into. So,
and if guys were going to the basket and not getting calls, then I could see that. But I didn't see the Timberwolves really attacking the bucket that way. So they didn't get the calls. That's just the way the game was officiated.
888-368-1580. One of our new texters who has not given us a texter nickname yet, 8606 says, I don't text in very often, but the wife and I listen religiously. Well, if you're doing anything religiously, that means only on, say, Easter and Christmas. Isn't that how that works?
Not where I grew up. But
sorry. For us, religiously, just that's pretty much it. It's a question. Can't find the Diamondbacks game on the program guide. Well, we don't air the Diamondbacks. That's somebody else.
Yeah, they're not on our station, but you can watch them on Bally's Sports Network.
Yeah, we suggest watching on TV.
Yeah.
Wait, who's doing the call on TV? Is it the sleepy guy or is it
Steve Berthiaume and Bob Brenly?
Maybe just watch the Spanish version. That might be more exciting. But it's on Bally Sports if you're going to watch it on the old TV there. If you want to listen to it on radio, I ain't helping you. Why would I do that? Because I honestly am not sure.
We're not sure where it
is. It on radio
in this market?
Yeah, actually, I'm not even being a jerk right now. I'm not honestly.
Yes, it does
sure
air on the radio.
Which station it would be on. So I'll tell you what, you give me a texter nickname for yourself, or let us give you a texter nickname, and I might give you a clue. I'm going to have a old fashioned scavenger hunt. Historian says that joke didn't have a prayer. Which joke? What is he talking about? Bruno Baller says, if the King... Oh, the religious one. I get it now. Bruno Baller says, if the Kings go far in the playoffs, you get a lot in California rallying around them outside of Sacramento, I would think. Yeah, that's what... It's the same thing happened with the Seattle Seahawks. Nobody gave a damn about them, and then suddenly they started winning, and boom, there you go. People are wearing brand new, shiny, crisp with creases still in them from being folded in the team shop jerseys. I'm a fan for life.
It happened with the Warriors too. I mean, before Steph and Clay and the that amazing year the Splash Brothers had, You know, I was watching Warriors games with Baron Davis and Monte Ellis. None of those jerseys are around because nobody cared.
Action Jackson, I know where the game is. All right, I'll be nice. I'll tell this guy, but I ain't telling anybody else. Why should I have to do that? That competitor. I'm gonna respond in text.
If they were good enough, you'd already know where to find the game.
All right, here's the frequency, and they are very bad people. Don't forget to come back. There. Okay. Sorry, that's how I text. Sorry about that. I didn't have my thumb, so I had to use my one finger typing.
By the way, radio call guy for the Diamondbacks.
Yes.
The governor. It's his last season. He hangs it up after this season. I don't know who that is.
Who's that?
Oh, what's his name? The governor.
I don't know what that means.
Oh, what's his name? I can see his face. Can't think of his name because I don't listen to the radio. So,
we were having a good conversation until this guy who listens religiously came in and threw us off.
Yeah.
What if I could delete my text, not tell him now? Kind of want to take it back. Nope, doesn't work that way. Berg says, afternoon, guys. Fire Big George. Corey Kluber stinks. Fair enough. Bruno Baller says, Tom Schulte. Tom Schulte.
I don't think it's Tom Schulte.
Oh, well, he spelled it wrong anyway. Pistol Petey says, it was a moving screen pick nightmare last night. Gobert got called almost every screen. Greg Schulte. Tom Schulte.
Greg Schulte.
Tom Schulte was arrested on things we can't talk about. Thank you, Justin. That's who said it was Greg Schulte. Let's see here. We were okay. Back to Booker and the Timberwolves and the Durants and the Peoples from last night. That game, I watched the whole game, and it was so funny. You're watching this and you're like, Kevin Durant, what's going on with him? I mean, I don't think that anybody is worried. You know, he went a long time without playing. Then he played a few, and then he came back, and he's like, "Oh, you can't play again because he got hurt because somebody spilled some water." And then during the warm-ups, everybody was sitting there on the edge of their seats. Everybody was quiet. You hear a pin drop, and go, "God, no, please, no more layups." And then he actually made it to the game, and he physically looked fine. He was doing all the things that Kevin Durant does, except for score. They weren't really falling for him. And as you're watching, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, he's kind of forcing that there a little bit. And it didn't even occur to me until today when I read what he had said. He was nervous. What? Just blew me away that somebody like Kevin Durant, a superstar of the game, somebody who's been playing as long as he's played, can feel a moment and end up trying too hard. Oh. Even then, 16 points, and he was a factor in the game on rebounds and other things. But it was just kind of like, oh, wow, he got nervous. He's a human being, and he'll be fine going forward.
Oh, sure. I think with the amount of pressure I think he feels from the community of Arizona that's waiting for him to come out and lead this team on to a championship, the way he's been greeted, all the fuss that's been made over his arrival here in town, I mean, warranted. Because he is one of the superstars of the NBA. But yeah, I mean, he's carrying an immense load. It doesn't surprise me at all that he was a little nervous last night.
And by the way, much better in the second half than the first half.
Yeah, I mean, not
he was 0 for 6 in the first half, and then second half he started to come around.
Wasn't what we're used to from a Kevin Durant, but it was all right. And, our new texter has picked his nickname Flappy Max. I like
Flappy Max. All right.
He goes, oh, cool. When I told him where to listen, he goes, yeah, but how about televised?
It's on Bally.
Bally Sports.
Yeah.
Used to be Fox. It's like channel 684.
Depends on what you have. Yeah.
What do you got, Flappy Max? Maybe we can help you watch it. What? When did we become the TV guide? Anyway, hour 2 is up next. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Diabetes, high blood pressure, anxiety meds, everyone's on them. If you're a 50-year-old male, maybe a bit porky, and you may even have type 2 diabetes, $1 million of term insurance may only cost you about $200 a month. Call Term Provider. Speak with Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Big Lou will find a term life policy for you even if you have type 2 diabetes, are overweight, or have high blood pressure. Term Provider has helped thousands of people like you who think they can't afford term life insurance. To buy $1 million of affordable term life for you, all you need to do is call Big Lou at 800-444-9336. Lou will make sure the scales are tipped in your favor. Call 800-444-9336. Big Lou will answer your call and work to fit you into a term life policy that you can afford. Remember, Big Lou's like you. He's on meds too. Call 800-444-9336. 800-444-9336.
Here's Will of the People World Tour. April 2nd, Desert Diamond Arena. News. With special guests, Evanescence, and Highly Suspect. Will of the People, the new album, available now. Tickets are on sale now at muse.mu. Muse, produced by AEG Presents.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait. Unlimited first year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends now through April 2nd.
It's awesome.
I love it. It's great for the family. All our kids love it. That's why we come here. Yeah.
Good times can be had by all.
It's the best time we have every year. It's a great time for everyone. Join us at the Renaissance Festival! Huzzah!
Come have a turkey leg.
The Renaissance Festival is back! Huzzah!
Weekends now through April 2nd. Discount tickets available at Bashes and Food City or Arizona.renfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
You come out here and you really have a good time. My kids love it.
There's lots of shops to go to. Hair braiding, blue face painting. Oh, and I really like the meat sticks, the turkey. Whoa! Huzzah!
There's so much going on. Make sure you come out early and stay all day.
Don't miss the final weekend of foolish pleasures and artisan treasures at the Renaissance Festival. It's your last chance to experience life in the past lane. Don't miss the last weekend of the Renaissance. Huzzah!
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale.
This is KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
I probably shouldn't have had a big old mouthful of peanut M&Ms just before then. Good news, bad news. Well, bad news is I've been indicted for being handsome, and the good news is that I've won my skiing case, so I won't be in trouble for that accident.
You won your skiing case?
Yeah, the guy who said I ran him over on the ski slopes there. I won that case, but in the bad news, I've been indicted for being too damn handsome.
Well,
so, yeah, nobody expected that I would get indicted, but now that I've been indicted, I probably can't run for office. So I'll have to be emperor. That's all there is to it. But we'll worry about that another time. This is the Daily Blender, and it's 4:00, and I'm your good friend, your radio pal, the handsome Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. And of course, we got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580. And we're broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studio in Scottsdale. Speaking of which, Ralph from Harmon Solar will join us tomorrow. So I'm really hoping the Dodgers lose tonight.
I have a quandary.
Yes, sir. Quandre away.
I have an issue with my eyeglasses. I wear eyeglasses,
You know, you weren't wearing eyeglasses in the studio yesterday, and you seemed like you were reading great.
Well, it depends. What I'm doing is I'm actually at war against Father Time, but that's another story for another time. But I'm trying to fix my eyeglasses. You know, they get a little loose. Problem is I can't see anything, so I'm having a hard time fixing my eyeglasses.
Reading scripts just fine. So you just have slightly bad eyesight. No,
these are bad.
Really
eyes.
bad eyesight.
I have bad eyes.
Well, how did you read that script? I saw you holding up and reading it, and like I'd have to hold it across the room to read it. You have better eyes than I do.
The font was larger, much larger than normal.
Okay.
B, it was right in front of my face. So that's one
confusing.
way. I'm having a hard time.
I used to know a guy named Bob Baker.
Yeah.
I bleep you not. Bob Baker. He had these big old Coke bottle glasses, and he'd read the news. I swear to God, like this. You had his face right up to it like that. And he was a good news guy. He really was. But he just sit there, Bob Baker, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like 85. And one day he shows up and he's like, I got this. He's like, what do you want to happen? He was like, oh, I got LASIX. Well, of course, you wait till you're 85 to get LASIX.
See, I have my glasses on. I could see you much better.
Yes, and see how handsome I am.
But your handsomeness overwhelms me. I have to take my glasses off.
This is why I was indicted.
Well,
888-368-1580. Mars Bars 805 says, happy Thirsty Thursday, guys. I'll take an 805, please, and go LA Kings. I'm not reading the other one. How many teams do you have, Mars Bars?
Anybody that's in LA.
That's what it seems like.
Galaxy, Kings.
Yeah, we're not saying it. Pistol Petey says, was he nervous about the game or nervous about getting re-injured? Old KD.
Yeah,
No, I think he was more just sort of injured about the game. He didn't seem like physically he was being too careful or ginger about his steps.
I mean, you think about it. He was supposed to make his home debut when he got hurt 10 games ago. And so instead of just getting it over with, now you've got 10 days to just sit there and think about it and think about what the fans are going to think. You have that much time to just really dwell on it. Yeah, you might psych yourself out a little bit.
Flappy Max says he's on Major League Baseball Network right now. He says he's got Cox, and he also declares us awesome.
Oh, well, thank you, Flappy Max.
Well, the game's not on till 7, Flappy Max. So can he get it with the MLB Network?
Well, if he's on the Cox, I think Bally's is on the Cox.
What channel is that on the cable?
I knew you were going to ask that. Let me look it up here.
Flappy Max, because is he?
I mean,
Flappy Max, are you from the past? Because there's a thing called Google.
We have Cox at the studio, right?
Yeah.
That's what we got. Okay.
34.
Huge ones. What?
Isn't it 34 on Cox?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's channel 34 on Cox.
Try the channel there. See what happens. Is it 34?
Well, and if he's in high def, I forget what the high def channels are, but
hold on, Flappy Max. There's another texter here saying, hello, gentlemen. According to the MajorLeagueBaseball.com, way too early report, shows the Padres beating the Astros in the World Series. By the way, I'll take positive Padres news whenever I can get it. By the way, this is Roll Tide Ryan. Also checking in Roll Tide Kara. I feel like they got new phones or something because these numbers don't even. Because Roll Tide Kara says, hey guys, it's Roll Tide Kara. F the Dodgers. And Jeffrey, I'm eating peanut M&Ms too. All right, well, you're more than welcome to play the home game. Welcome back, Roll Tides. How you doing? Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, you're about as handsome as a newborn frog. Oh, thank you. Those things are cute.
Yeah.
Fifth letter says he's a free bet for tonight. NRFI on the Angels.
Okay.
What does NRFI mean?
I don't know. I found on Cox. I found the channel for you.
Interesting.
Flappy Max.
Oh, what channel is it? Yeah.
Yeah, on the Cox. If you want standard definition, it's 34. If you want the high def, it's 1034.
All right, so there you go, Flappy Max, and stop bothering us. Fifth letter, with that sort of thing. Don't you feel just suddenly as a show we became that kid and the dad is just like, go change the channel because we were the remote control.
Yes.
We go right up there. Is this one? Oh, no, idiot. I said 8. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
My dad made me change the channel, and we had a remote. He just wanted us to do it.
Oh, that's a flex if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, you won't say no. I'm your dad.
Oh, here it is. Fifth letter says no run first inning. on the Angels versus the A's game. It's juice. Might want to parlay that with something. Ohtani is going to do his thing in the top half of the inning, and the Angels always start slow. They will not score in the bottom half.
I got to tell you, I was surprised by the offense of the Team USA in the World Baseball Classic. In the way Mike Trout went down, yeah, I got to tell you, I don't.
You might be a little mad.
He might hit the
Take it out on
stitches
Major
off
League
that
Baseball.
ball.
Yeah.
Hold on here. I'm trying to type in people's names with all these new texters here on the text line here, new and old alike. All right. The Kings, by the way, by sort of
Sacramento or LA? Are we talking hockey or basketball?
Oh, we're talking basketball.
Okay, then.
No, the Kings, by just sort of adjacently, have done something to Bruce Jacobs because of the Kings.
Oh, no.
Yeah, because of the Kings getting their first playoff berth since 2006 when they beat the Blazers. Now the Jets, Bruce Jacobs' beloved New York Jets, are the longest playoff drought team in the 4 major sports.
Oh, no kidding.
Oh, it's gotta hurt. Once the Sacramento Kings clinched that playoff berth, the Jets now are the losingest team in the world. Last time the Jets made the playoffs,
losingest team.
Yeah, it's a word. 2010, and when Rex Ryan and Mark Sanchez and Darrell Rivas got 11-5 as a record, and they were second place in the NFC East. They made it to the AFC Championship game, and they lost. So now the Jets have the longest playout drought of any sport in the 4
Like the Jets, the last time they went to the playoffs, Mark Gastineau was still playing for them.
Well, if they made any kind of dent in anything, yeah. So congratulations to the Kings, and congratulations to you, Bruce Jacobs. 5th letter, thank you for that. Oh, we got another new texter right here. Let's see. No, it's just Roll Tide Kara. I haven't put her name in yet.
Oh,
sorry. She says, I got my Padres Machado jersey on just to anger Dodger fans. Man, that seems like $100 way to just anger some people. I don't know if I'd ever spend that much money on a jersey just to piss people off. I mean, that's $100, man. Would you spend $100
to piss someone off?
Yeah.
No.
Well, I mean, I would, but
no,
not on a jersey.
No.
Hefty Lefty says Broncos are next on that list for the NFL, I believe. 7-year drought of no bueno. Silly Wabbit says, which is a longer drought, New York Jets or Bruce Jacobs having a hit show?
Damn.
Ow.
Damn.
Come on.
That is completely unnecessary.
Damn.
Wow.
He's a nice guy. Boomer Sooner says, guys, Trout shouldn't be ashamed of how he performed against Ohtani. Ohtani does that to everybody on the planet. Yeah, but see, he's gunged up. He wants to hit that next ball so hard he can't even think straight. So it's not about him versus Ohtani. It's him versus the ball. You know, he wants that hit.
I got to tell you, listen, it was mano a mano when it was Ohtani against Trout. And Shohei Ohtani really showed me some huevos there. He just reached back and fired the ball as hard as he could and just threw it by Mike Trout. Just threw it by him. And then he dropped that little breaking ball on him. Oh my God.
Dirty.
I mean, that's just nasty.
The fact that we're still talking about a pitch from what was a week or two ago.
Oh my God.
That's how dirty that pitch was.
That is, I mean, I can't believe they're teammates. That is one of the meanest things anybody has done to another person.
And all you can do in a situation like that is you just got to, tip your hat. You know what? Good game.
What you did.
You outdueled me today.
Later on, just do something filthy to their locker.
In the back of his mind, you got to be thinking, all right, this year, all right, he's going to be on my team this year. We'll see who's going to be big. We'll see.
Bruno Baller says, who was that Jet back when they were in the postseason that was famous for saying, can't wait?
Bart Scott.
Bruno Baller. Good call back there, Keith.
Wow.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, the Cubs looked really good today. Loving the new rules. Watching the game is so much better. Seriously. Base running matters again. You trying to piss us off? Are you trying to piss us off? And by us, I mean Randy, because I don't care.
Are we going to have to divide our base running records by before we made the plates the size of pizza boxes, or
all records?
Just
all records need to be divided from this day before and this day after because of how many different ways they have changed the rules.
Has to,
I would
because
agree with
Ricky Henderson on these bases, you'd never catch him.
No, him and Vince Coleman.
If you gave Ricky Henderson, basically a base path that was 8 inches shorter,
yeah,
and you gave him the pitcher couldn't step off the mound twice.
Yeah,
Ricky Henderson would steal home every game. Like it would be absurd. I don't even know what you're supposed to do, because Ricky Henderson's records, even with these rules, might still be untouchable.
This really has got to bring into focus how great Jackie Robinson was.
And Wesley Snipes. My God. He
Wesley
stole
Snipes?
so many bases.
What?
Wait.
What?
Wesley Snipes?
Yeah.
I was talking real baseball here, man.
They play real baseball
You
in
bring
Major
Wesley
League.
Snipes up in the same breath as I'm saying Jackie Robinson?
Oh, good. You saw him. He was poking all those gloves on his bedroom wall because he kept stealing all those bases. And Tom Berenger, it cracked me up when he told that guy what to do in that apartment.
Talking about a movie. I'm talking about real life. You're talking about a movie.
Documentary. Major League's a documentary, and I won't take. I'm not listening.
Was that before Wesley Snipes evaded the taxes?
Where do you think he made all the money? Beer Nut says, "Good afternoon, guys. I was so excited about opening day, so I decided to get off work early, thinking I was going to go to the game. I pull up downtown about an hour ago to the traffic there, listening to your show. Diamondbacks play in L.A.
Yeah.
My wife just thought she told me she bought tickets for Thursday, April 6th. Was she in the car with you with the tickets?
I sure hope so.
Oh, honey, did he say April 6th? Wow. Well, I say you guys go back and watch Cocaine Bear again. That's probably
how many people
you're already downtown, get a nice dinner.
How many people remember the opening day where the Suns gorilla repelled from the top of Bank One Ballpark?
I remember that.
Anybody else? I mean, Keon, I
wish
was
I
in the
knew
stadium
that.
when that happened.
Oh, were you there?
I was there. And here
awesome.
comes the Suns. I was having a panic attack when I saw the Suns shimmying down this thing from the top of the girders.
The gorilla.
It was the gorilla.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that was crazy.
Yeah, I saw the clip of it. I didn't know you were there. That's
I was
amazing.
there. Yeah.
I don't have a whole lot of I was there stories.
I don't either.
Because I don't generally go anywhere. I don't go out.
A lot of my stories are I was watching that live when it happened.
Oh yeah.
I was home.
I was in the living room watching live.
I remember where I was. I was in my house like
So
all the other
comfortable.
times.
Hefty Lefty says quarterback for that Jets team was the Dirty Sanchez. That's right. Go A's, says Mars Bars 805. All right, come on, man. Come on. You can't just
hope.
one team. Pick one team.
You can hope.
I need you to pick one team, Mars Bars 805. Seriously. By the way, speaking of LA teams, the filthy Lakers, they won a game last night or the other day. Was it? When was this? Yeah, no, it was what's today? Thursday? Yeah, last night against the Chicago Bulls, 121-110. Big hairy deal. But here's the thing: they have 6 games left. If they win every game until they play Phoenix, it will be up to the Phoenix Suns to save me in my bet against Ralph from Harmon Solar. And the bet is that the Lakers would not win 6 in a row the entire season. So far, they have not. On the line, steak dinner at a nice restaurant. So I am so close. So close to winning that thing. So let me take you down the schedule, Keon, and tell me how my chances are to win this bet. Okay. So the Lakers have 1 win. They just need 5 more in a row. Here's who they're playing: the Minnesota Timberwolves on Friday, Can they beat the Timberwolves?
They can, but I would take the Timberwolves right now. I think the Timberwolves are playing pretty well.
Houston Rockets on Sunday.
They're absolutely going to beat the Rockets.
Utah Jazz next Tuesday.
They should beat the Jazz.
The LA Clippers next Wednesday.
That's a loss.
That feels like a loss. It's just without Paul George. I'm waffling a little. I'll take the Clippers.
Phoenix Suns.
I'm taking the Suns.
And then the Utah Jazz again.
They should beat the Jazz.
All right. So here's what happens. Now they have one win. If they lose to the Timberwolves, then they have to win out the rest of the season. Basically, those 6 games from Houston, Utah, Clippers, Suns, and Jazz. There's no way, right? Should I start picking a restaurant for the steak dinner, or
I mean, karmically, you might want to avoid that. However, just logistically, no, they're not winning these games in a row. No, I think absolutely. Phoenix.
I can't wait till Ralph's on tomorrow.
Beat them.
All right. So I was just looking this up here. The Houston Rockets have lost 7 in a row.
Mm-hmm.
They're 3-7 their last 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just 100% pick Lakers to win that game. However, the Jazz, on the other hand, 5-5 in their last 10 games.
Yeah, that could go either way. Yeah, sure. I mean, how many wins or losses they have in the last few games is kind of irrelevant. It's more about how do they match up against the Lakers, and how it's been during the season. Keep in mind the Lakers, it's like a rotating door of injuries, people coming in and out all the time.
And that's the reason why I take the Lakers over the Jazz, because the Lakers have been playing hurt and finding ways to win. The Jazz have also a rotating, group of injuries. You had Lauri Markkanen in and out of the lineup, Colin Sexton in and out of the lineup, Kelly Olynyk in and out of the lineup, and they all play well when they're there, but they've all been dinged up. So you have those two teams going head to head, and if they're all fully healthy, I like the Lakers better matchup wise against the Jazz.
Well, out of the next 6 games, I'm probably fine. I think I'm fine.
You're probably fine.
As long as the Timberwolves do their job or the Phoenix Suns do their job, I'm fine. I'm feeling pretty good now. I'm okay. 888-368-1580. Mars Bars, that's a basketball team. We're telling you to pick a baseball team. That's what we were asking you for. Pink Eye says, is that a man card violation for not knowing when the game is? No.
I mean, it's inconvenient for your very own life, but
Yeah.
why would that be a violation?
Why do you give somebody awesome like Beer Bob a man card violation? His wife's got the tickets, and he's a busy man. He works hard for his money. So hard for it, honey. So you better treat him right. Dun, dun, dun. Tiger Paws says, okay, I'm a little confused here. Okay, there's a bunch of pictures and stuff. So I'm gonna have to sort out Tiger Paws' text during the break. When we come back, we got a little NBA and some other things, but we have a metric schload of football on the way. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
In business, everything your employees do impacts your brand, including what they wear. Cintas has high-performance workplace apparel for almost every job imaginable. From work shirts and pants, to polos and khakis, to Oxfords or T-shirts, these clothes move, breathe, and look great. Your team gets the styles they like, you convey the image you want. And Cintas service includes weekly laundry and delivery. To learn more, visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
The dictionary describes madness as frenzy, rage, intense excitement, or enthusiasm. We define it like this.
There's the pass to Laker. Puts it up.
The Jets stick through for the win.
The madness is coming.
Touchdown dribble.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, the home for March Madness.
Terry Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up at 6:15 p.m. It's the NIT Championship. I have no idea who's playing, and you don't care anyway. On Saturday, though, we do have the Final Four, and the Final Four starts at noon 30 on Saturday. The Final Four pregame show, and then, of course, they'll probably wrap up all the action from the tournament up to this moment. But then at 1:30 p.m., Florida Atlantic is going to take on San Diego State, the number 9 versus number 5. Neither team was on any of your brackets. If it was, you were drunk when you filled out your brackets. Then at 4 o'clock, UConn is taking on Miami. So we'll, I guess, know who the championship matchup is when we see you on Monday. Oh, but we won't, because the game is on Monday, and it is actually on at 3:30 p.m. So there. 888-368-1580. So I'm really hoping to survive the next 6 games that the Lakers play, so that I don't I really don't care if I get the steak dinner. I just didn't want to buy him a steak dinner. You know what I'm saying? Because for him, that steak is going to taste so good, because that's a heck of a bet. I went out on a limb. It's not impossible for an NBA team to win 6 in a row. I went on a limb on this one, and it's going to probably be just gut wrenching for him if I win this bet. But the steak will taste better for him than it will for me.
Didn't we warn him when he did this? Isn't your team always hurt? You can't win 6 in a row if you're not healthy.
I remember it like it was October.
And they're not healthy. They're never healthy. We literally told him this. He was Ralph. When anything about his Los Angeles teams, he doesn't want to hear it. And
the same way about the Seahawks. Remember that he says Seahawks are going to win 13 games, and they won like 2. And he's like, the Seahawks are going to win 3 games. Then they went to the playoffs. And what we're really learning here is Ralph doesn't know anything. Well, about football. He knows his baseball. We'll give him credit for his baseball.
We'll give him credit for that. When he picks the Dodgers, he's usually right. But when it comes to the Lakers,
that's a difficult pick there.
He's blind.
So I just out of curiosity, I just checked. And I don't remember when we made that bet about the Lakers would not win 6 in a row this entire season. I just out of curiosity went back and checked, and the Suns won 6 in a row once. They have not had a 6-game win streak before or since. November 20th was when they started their streak. November 30th is when they finished that streak. That is the only time they had 6 in a row. They had 5 in a row early in the season, and after that, well, they've had some 6 losses in a row
because they weren't healthy either.
Mm-hmm. So it'd be interesting to see if we end the season with 9 in a row. Because right now Suns have won 3 in a row, and 2 of those they did without Kevin Durant. So it just doesn't matter. I don't have a bet on this, but my steak is going to taste even better.
if the Suns end with 6 in a row,
yeah,
and the Lakers can't ever have done it in the season, you're going to sit there and look at Ralph and really savor it.
That was a bad bet for him. He should have bet the Suns same thing, or whoever's team wins 6 in a row first wins the steak dinner.
I mean, he'd still be wrong,
that's
but
what he should have done.
That would.
If neither team had 6 in a row this year, could have gone into the next year. The bet could have just continued on. So yeah, he made a bad bet, and I couldn't.
Well, didn't
happier.
you say the Suns got 6 in a row earlier this year, or was it?
Yeah, they did, but I can't remember if we made that bet before or after that.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So, Kathy Lefty says Lakers lost to the Rockets last time they played, just so you know. True. Not likely again.
The Jazz have faced the Lakers twice this year. Now, it was back in November. They played on the 4th and the 7th, and the Jazz beat them by something like 14 points both times.
Oh,
yeah. Though the Lakers
But-
have made some trades and stuff since
The
then.
Lakers,
so that's
the Lakers are a different team, and
D'Angelo Russell
Jazz are
wasn't
as well
there.
because
Yeah.
Markkanen was their leading scorer in both games, and LeBron didn't play, I believe, in both games.
I only need the Timberwolves to win. And if they can't, I only need the Suns to win. Outside of that, yeah, who knows what's going to happen. So I went back and I looked at Tiger Paz's texts, and evidently she went to the Foreigner concert. And she says, yeah, here's pictures from my not lost weekend. And then she says, before you say, who's the old dude? And she's right. I'm looking at this old dude, and I'm like, I can't recognize that guy at all. He's got a giant forehead. I was like, who is that? Is that, I couldn't, and she says, John Cougar Mellencamp. Wow. And she's one of the strangest concerts I've ever been to.
He really does have a melon head.
He does. He is a giant melon head. Well, why was it strange? Now I'm kind of curious. And I've seen a lot of people posting up pictures of some of these concerts that they've been going to. And so, yeah, why would Johnny Cougar Mellencamp's concert be weird? Yeah.
Cecil agrees.
Cecil wants to know too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Elzar of the Mountain says, make sure Ralph understands steak night at Golden Corral does not cut it. No, I agree.
Well, you did. He was the one that actually said in the bet, a nice restaurant.
Yeah, a nice steak restaurant. I'll take Firebirds, Ruth Chris. I'll take Morton's. I'll take whatever he'll have to suggest it, and I'll have to approve it to be considered nice. Bruno Baller says, good thing for the Suns. You don't need to win 6 in a row in the playoffs. You just need to win 4 out of 7. Yeah, but that's what? What is he trying to say?
He was trying to say for the Suns in the playoffs, they don't need to win 6 in a row in the playoffs. That's because that's what they're playing for this season. Whereas the Lakers are not contenders and will not be playing for any kind of a title, even if they make the playoffs.
No, they only win 1 game. So that's fine. Baker's Cocky Hen says CP3 assists hit the last leg of my parlay yesterday with 32 seconds left. Would have hit earlier if Biyombo or Okogie could have hit a wide open shot. Wow, I gotta say, CP3, you're sitting there. Do you do the same thing I do? Anytime Chris Paul takes like a 3 or a shot, you're like, no, or pass it, and it goes in. I'm like, okay, never mind.
Well, yes, because they've been, and this is just probably aging. They've been short a lot of his shots. They just front of the rim every time, and you're like, so he's lining them up. He doesn't have the power anymore to really get it there.
So he did all right.
Last night he looked good though. Yeah.
Got his free throws in. That's all you can ask for because he knows that he's the old pro who knows how to get somebody to foul him. So yeah. So good for you, Baker's Cocky Hens. Glad to hear that. Hey, I really just feel like I need to hear right now, Randy. Can I just hear the long version of Burn in Hell Lakers? Is that okay?
Burn in Hell Lakers. Burn in Hell Lakers. Something knocks you out again. Won't be in the postseason, but something knocks you out again. Something knocks you out, so burn it out.
I think it would be amazing is that when the Suns and the Lakers play, if that loss for the Lakers it knocks them out of the play-in tournament.
Well, it could happen. So here are all the teams in the play-in game window right now. You've got the Timberwolves at 39 and 38. You've got the Lakers at 38 and 38. You've got the Pelicans at 38 and 38. You've got the Thunder at 38 and 39, and then Dallas is just outside at 37 and 40. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just rooting for exactly that scenario so that we can laugh for a 3rd year in a row.
I sure hope so. And then Fish Tank's song is still applied.
Yeah.
Every time.
But we'll have to have a reprise, man. It happened again to the Lakers. Something like that. I don't know.
Oh, Fish Tank, you know him. He'll record something.
Mm-hmm.
Twittiot, who we learned yesterday is at a dairy in Louisiana, helping with the old homestead, as he put it. He says, your questions yesterday before the end of the show, he says, I will answer them now. Yes, plenty of nipples in a dairy.
Mm-hmm.
Infrastructure repairs, etc. That's why he's there. And thank you, Keon, for your condolences about it being in northern Louisiana.
I'm so sorry.
He says, if you win the bet, Jeffrey, Donovan's ain't a bad choice. I've never been to Donovan's. You mean, where is that? Phoenix, Scottsdale? I don't know where it's at. Anybody know?
No.
Looking it up.
Hook'em Hottie says CP3 had a wide open layup last night. Okay, yeah, that was bad. that was bad, and he missed it. And she says, as a Mavericks fan, I have no room to talk. We aren't going to the playoffs anyway. Yeah, the thing with Chris Paul, when he's Booker launches the ball at him like a football pass because he was alone, and had he maybe been a little taller, he could have just slam dunked it. But he started running to her, and he's like, "I'm not dunking this," and it was a bad layup, and that was sad. That was a sad moment. It's like that should have been 2 or 3 points right there. And then of course the play-by-play guy's like, "Well, if he'd have stayed to the left, I think he might have made it, but he ran to the right. I don't."
It doesn't matter. He's too good to be missing layups.
All I had to do is hit the brakes and do that little mid-range jump shot that he usually just nails no matter what. And the guy would have run right by him. Instead, he just does this really awkward layup. So
it's one
that
of those
was hard to
when
watch.
you're expecting contact, and so you're trying to time it to see if maybe you could draw the foul. Don't do that. Just make the lay. I mean, Chris Paul, like 4 years ago, that's a 3-point play. Now, not so much.
So Tiger Paws says why John Cougar Mellencamp's concert was so damn weird. He did a half an hour to start of old clips from movies, HUD, Giant, On the Waterfront, The Misfits, Cool Hand Luke, etc. The crowd was starting to boo, but he was using it to explain where he got ideas for some of his songs, and his own philosophy of life. And a lot of the first part of his concert was somewhat dark, and he had his artwork there, which was really dark and not very good. He really loves to drop a whole ton of F-bombs too. Said during certain songs, if we want to sing along, go to church on Sunday and so forth. If you couldn't tell, I was the one in the middle. Wait, one in the middle of what? I don't see any people in here. You were in the middle of what? There's no people in these pictures. Wait, is that you down on the stage? No, that's a person playing guitar. I'm still confused, Tiger Paws. Flappy Max.
I'm sorry, that concert was so damn weird. That
was very
awful.
weird. Flappy Max says, Ruth Chris equals no brainer, Jeffrey. Do it. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm going to let him suggest the place. And if I deem it to be not nice enough, then we'll go there. Average Joe says, Maestro's or Dominic's for steak. That's my choice. My grill is my best choice for a good steak. But, I'll take anything. Steak is steak. And I guess I did not get more than 2 pictures. I got a foreigner picture, and I got, the other picture. 888-368-1580. So Kyrie Irving is just sitting there last night.
Yes.
I don't understand what's happening here. I don't know what happened here. I don't get it. I just didn't expect it. Playing. It's not what I expected. But Kyrie Irving, is he a fraud? Is Kyrie Irving at the base of things? I know he's a weirdo, but is he a fraud, Keon?
No.
Is Kyrie Irving no good unless LeBron James happens to be standing there next to him?
No.
It seems like he hasn't found success anywhere since LeBron James was standing next to him.
I mean, yeah, but I don't think that means he's a fraud. I think what it is he's not a great teammate, and that is going to be hard for you to win games. When he was in Boston, it just didn't work. That system there doesn't need, a ball dominant guy alongside Tatum and Brown. And he never really, fit the culture there. So he leaves there. In Brooklyn, he barely plays, really. That's the biggest issue that happened there. He just didn't play very many games. He was really great in the games he played. Just, between the COVID stuff and the just random vacation that he took and injuries, Kyrie didn't do anything in Brooklyn. And now he's with the Mavs, and he looks awesome. But I just think that with the Mavs, you got to put people that complement, Luka and Kyrie around them, guys who are going to play good defense and make open threes. And they got the good defense part, but I don't think that the shooting is consistent. And maybe part of that is just when you have ball dominant Kyrie and ball dominant Luka, it's just really tough for anybody else to really get in a rhythm, and they're not making open shots. So they're struggling, but I don't think that that's necessarily Kyrie. Kyrie's got to be able to go to a situation where things are great, like Brooklyn, and then not blow it up, which I don't know if he's capable of that. That's the part that I think is holding him back.
So, so would you say that the Mavericks are a cluster F?
Yeah, they are, because like when you look at it, like on paper, they should be winning some of these games, and then they get to the fourth quarter of games, last 5 minutes, last 6 minutes, and it's just a meltdown every time.
Well, that's what Kyrie says. It kind of looks like a bit of a cluster F, to be honest with you. He says, we're 37-40. We're trying to fight to get in a playing game. This is not what any of us thought was going to happen here. Hookem Hottie, who is a Mavericks fan, says Jason Kidd is the real fraud, pretending to be a good coach or coach at all. Well, what he's good at is wife beating. And, that was probably what he's excelled at the most since his NBA career. But, there's no money in that.
And I will say, because I think that's a good point from Hookem Hottie, though.
I thought it was a good point from me.
Also a great point from you. Not taking that away, but I'm
just saying.
I'm trying
wife beater
to build off of what she said, which is that he's a really great defensive coach. His teams play defense. They can't score. How can you have this guy is a Hall of Fame point guard. How on earth can your teams not score? And there are no plays. And maybe he is trying to like run plays and Kyrie and Luka just aren't listening to him. But I doubt that, because I've seen Luka be coached before. Rick Carlisle was there when Luka was there, and that, they didn't like each other. But offensive plays, offensive sets were being run. I can't tell you what their offense is right now.
You know what? I just couldn't be happier. Ever since Luka gave that smug look to Devin Booker, this is just karma. This is good stuff. I'm just happy. Sorry, Hookem Hottie. That's your problem. It makes me feel warm inside that the Mavericks are struggling so damn much. So, all right, we have to take a break. When we come back, I have one last thing to talk about before we get to the NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-279-0433 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-279-0433. That's 800-279-0433. What do you have to lose? Call 800-279-0433. Again, 800-279-0433.
When it comes to covering the high school sports scene in Arizona, AZ Preps 365 has all the answers. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 10, they break down games, interview the newsmakers, talk with coaches from around the state, and stay up to date with what's happening with prep athletes and breaking news from the Arizona prep scene. It's AZ Preps 365, 8 till 10 Saturday mornings on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Exclusive coverage of the NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is presented by Harmon Solar, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Desert Diamond Arena. Don't miss a moment of the action, the upsets, the last-second buzzer beaters that make this tournament madness. The NCAA Men's Basketball Tournament, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Hey guys, it's Stephen McCollum from the main event here on 1580 The Fanatic. Major League Baseball season's officially here. We made our predictions. Let's talk some baseball. Kevin Durant returns to the Suns. Playoff push is underway. The Final Four is set. Who's going to cut down the nets? And the NHL playoffs are approaching. We'll get you knowledgeable for the postseason. So join me, Stephen McCollum, on the main event, Monday through Friday, noon to 2 p.m. here on 1580, 99.3 FM, The Fanatic.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait! Unlimited first year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store, and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Welcome back to the Daily Blender on this Thursday, the next to final day of March. March Madness in swing right now. Final Four this weekend. You heard Jeffrey talk about it. There's still time for you to get in on the action. America's #1 sportsbook, FanDuel. Right now, FanDuel giving new customers a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. The way this works is you place a bet of any value going up to $1,000. If you don't win, FanDuel is going to give your money, your investment back in bonus bets. Then you can still bet on stuff. You can continue on. You're not just going to, open up and spend $10 on a bet. And if you lose that, well, FanDuel is going to give you $10 back in bonus bet. Up to $1,000 on bets. Just go to FanDuel.com/Randy1580. That's FanDuel.com/Randy1580. Sign up today to claim your no sweat first bet. Then you can you can bet on the Final Four this weekend. Florida Atlantic. How about that for a long shot? Put some money down on Florida Atlantic. I don't know. I mean, I feel like UConn is the class of the Final Four. I'd be putting some money on UConn. They're the favorite, so you'd be chasing chalk there. But who knows? San Diego State, their defense has brought them. And by the way, San Diego is not a state. And I don't care what the governor of California says. San Diego is not a damn state.
They are pretty stupid in California, though.
Now that I have that off my chest, you can
just
bet
the
on,
state school,
San Diego State. I mean, if you want.
Show me on a map where the state of San Diego is, Keon.
The reason why the school is called San Diego State is it's the state school.
It's a state California state.
It's a state sponsor. There is
Well,
a
they should call it
California
California State then. If it's a
Yeah.
state school, it should be called California
There is
State.
a Cal State.
Hey
It
guys,
should be called San Diego State.
I got to kind of finish reading
All
this script.
Sorry.
here.
Well, we'll argue about this later.
San Diego's not a state.
I
Anyway,
agree.
you could bet on the money line. You could bet on point spreads, player props, whatever. Build your own same game parlay, however you choose to do it. It's all on an app that's safe, secure, and really, really easy to use. Don't miss your shot at I'm not Sweet 16. I'm sorry, the Final Four. No sweat first bet up to $1,000 when you join FanDuel today. Again, go to FanDuel.com and insert Randy1580. That's FanDuel.com/Randy1580 and sign up. Must be 21 or older, present in Arizona. First online real money wager only, $10 deposit required. Refund issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at FanDuel.com/sportsbook. And if you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Jeff, go.
Thank you, Randy. And no, Parlay J, Kennesaw is not a state. It's a city in Georgia. And it's not, it's only got 33,000 damn people
Here
in
we
it.
go
So
again.
it's definitely not a state.
See what I
Don't get
mean?
me started on what is a state and what's not a state.
is a
I'm telling you right now,
state-sponsored
San Diego's not a
Mm.
state. Kennesaw is not a state. And so there.
Yeah.
Hook'em Hottie is in a state. She's in a lonely state. She says, it's okay. I'm just a lonely Mavs fan in a Suns land. Well, what is your boyfriend's team? And if he doesn't have one, just inform him that he's a Mavs fan. And now
Yeah.
you're not so lonely.
Yeah.
She says, I like KD from Texas. So maybe I should join the dark side. I do watch most of the Suns games and Mav games. Listen, you don't have to be lonely. Tell your boyfriend what he's a fan of and go from there. That's what Rosalie Michaels does.
Yeah.
She told her husband, Nick, you are a fan of this. And he's like, okay. And then and now she don't have to watch alone either. I mean, he's not really paying attention, but she
There it is.
pretends.
Yeah. Mhm.
Average Joe says Keon is wrong. He's referring to UC San Diego, which is the state school.
Keon is wrong.
It's a state school, not the. There are many state schools.
Dumb name for a school.
Yep.
It's a dumb
Well,
name.
I'm sorry.
They'd better not win the damn national championship. I'm against it. Hefty Lefty says, if I remember correctly, there are 23 Cal State universities. Fine. Call it Cal State in San Diego. Don't call it San Diego State because it's not a state. Lost Toby says, best thing I saw today. And let's see, somebody's holding up a sign. It says, Arson Judge appears headed to Giants. Why is that the best thing you've seen today? It's a tweet by John Heyman. Okay, help me out here. I guess I don't get it. Might be the best thing you've seen. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Baker's hot cocky hymns when I said earlier that Jason Kidd is a wife beater, says he beats wives better when he's drunk. Maybe he should be coaching drunk too. Let's see. Hook'em Hottie says her boyfriend doesn't like sports except for F1. He's a smart nerd. He likes boring races then.
What's his favorite? Who's his favorite driver in F1 there?
Can I just tell you, I used to like those kind of races, and then I realized how damn boring they are.
Yeah,
they're boring as hell.
They do get a bit long in the tooth.
Just saying, and there's like teams and rules. Oh, you can't go faster than that other person. You just got to just drive behind them. Be happy. Like, that's dumb. Twitty says, does confusion count as a state? Yes, you are in a permanent resident of the state of confusion.
Yeah.
So Twitty, that is a state, 51st state of the United States of these Americas.
And there you go.
Amen. All right. So I said I had one more thing. I like how Keon is sitting there and he's getting a little aggravated because he has looked up and he has evidence to support his claim about the fact that there are state schools. God damn it. And we're just moving on.
Oh yeah, no, I wasn't going to talk about it anymore.
He's like, I have my proof right here.
Yeah, but it wasn't for this. I wanted it for my own glib satisfaction of knowing I'm right. I don't have to say it. But now that you've given me the floor here,
hey nerd,
I'm correct.
Enjoy the F1 races. Anyway,
if I did, I would.
He sure told me. Everybody's sending pictures. Big George just sent a picture of snowplows. Why, George? Why? Don't understand what's happening right now. Oh, here it is. He says, hello, gentlemen. Happy Thursday. This is my favorite sports day of the calendar, opening day. Sadly, the Padres opening day was postponed from 1 p.m. to 6:40 p.m. because of rain. Travel advisory for anyone driving from Phoenix to San Diego. It's snowing on the I-8 in the mountains east of San Diego, so enjoy that. Also, that's what that's a picture of. Oh, I've been on that road before. Nobody is driving to see anything happen in San Diego. Nobody is driving to watch the Dodgers beat the Diamondbacks. Nobody is doing that. So I think everybody is safe. Hefty Lefty says, it technically is Cal State San Diego. There are just too many to say Cal State before. Long Beach does the same thing. Well, I refuse to comply with California stupidity, so we will call it Cal State San Diego.
Well, the thing is, you're saying California, but literally every state does this. All the state-funded schools are like this, not just in California.
Understand, Keon? I'm against it.
I understand you're against it, but I'm saying
against it everywhere, not just here. And I think it's wrong to say that Arizona is in the state of Arizona when we all know it's not.
Well, okay. Well, no one's disagreeing with you on that.
Amen. Hookamati says, to answer Randy, I made him watch Kota because he does like Remy Rake Conan.
Kimi Räikkönen. Kimi Räikkönen.
What's Kota?
Kota is Circuit of the Americas, which is outside of Austin in Texas. It is a really cool race course. It originally was built for Formula One, but NASCAR has since moved their series to racing there once a season as well. And this past weekend, the trucks raced on the track, the Xfinity guys raced on the track, and the Cup guys raced on the track as well.
Okay. Fighting Wampa says Jason Kidd is like Buster Douglas. They both got one good hit, and now they're famous for it. Big George says on Monday and Tuesday next week, the Diamondbacks will be playing right here in San Diego. So come one, come all to see the Diamondbacks kick some Friar ass. Yeah. Did you hear the beginning of the show?
I like that. I like that attitude. You keep it up. I love
the attitude.
Yeah.
The optimism. Yeah, but it's.
I like that. Yes.
These Friars.
Hope springs eternal at the first part of this season. Hope springs eternal. I love that.
For some of you.
Hefty Lefty, I I agree. He says, I thought Coda was that movie about deaf people.
No.
I thought the same thing.
No.
I didn't understand what she was
No,
talking
it's a
about.
racetrack. Circuit of the Americas. Coda.
Oh, did you see what happened here? I have like 3 hours worth of football to talk about.
Okay.
I always think we'll spend 20 minutes talking about the non-football stuff, and then we'll get right into it. Here we are 2 hours later, and I haven't talked any football yet.
Yeah. Welcome to the Daily Blender, ladies and gentlemen.
This is very frustrating for me. If Keon would just get off the stupid San Diego State thing,
Well,
we could have been there already.
I mean, that was a big waste of time, was it not?
I'm not saying anything. You went on a Kennesaw State thing. I wasn't even involved in that part of it.
We brought nothing up about Kennesaw State. That was the
I
fourth
had nothing to do
dimension,
with it.
Keon.
But you addressed it. That has nothing to do with me.
I had nothing to do with it. Tiger Paws says, no, I did not get your picture, and I'm sorry. But she says, tell Hook'em Hottie I was a Mavericks fan until we got Steve Nash back then. So that is when Tiger Paws became a Suns fan. Hook'em Hottie, you might as well just become a Suns fan. Go ahead and bandwagon. There's nothing good happening in Texas.
So is Tiger Paws saying she no longer rooted for the Mavericks when Steve Nash went there?
Yeah, she says until we got Steve Nash back from them. She was just a Steve Nash fan. That's what
okay. All right.
Lost Toby says you can be either a University of California like Cal and UCLA, CSUs, or Cal is a state university, and they're the lesser schools like Cal State or LA or Cal State Santa Barbara. Aha.
Go Gauchos.
By the way, could you please explain to me this picture you sent me earlier? Because I don't know what does anybody else get it? Yeah. And why'd they call him arson judge? Did he set something on fire?
Who's
You see where I'm
arson
confused?
judge?
I don't know. That's just what this tweet says. I don't know what they're holding up there. Twitty, it says, didn't you get 20 minutes of football talk yesterday? I know. I should feel spoiled.
a whole 20 minutes. Wow.
I'm going to get mine in the next hour. I'll tell you that right now. But before we get there, I had one last thing to talk about. I saw this. I think my wife sent me a link. She's like, can you believe this? You know, old lefty Phil Mickelson decided to go hang out with the Saudis, turn his back on the United States of these Americas, turn his back on the Phoenix Open, turn his back on all that is good and holy in this world of American sports, and decided he would just be a big fat sellout and go there and dance around in his shirts for the Saudis instead. And then now people are saying, well, he can never come back. And at first I thought, well, if he decides to like up yours, Saudis, and then comes back, well, I think he should be welcome back. So, all right, we'll forgive him.
No, that's not the issue.
Well, what the issue is what I read in Sports Illustrated. My wife says, took a look at these numbers, and I'm like, holy crap. So here's the thing. Let's say lefty's like, okay, I want to come home. And the Saudis are like, okay, that's cool. That's fine. But you're going to need to give us about $800 million back, please. $800 million. He would have, because they gave him $200 million to join. But the contract has it, he'd have to pay them $800 million if he leaves the tour.
Exactly. Yep.
That makes no sense.
Can you find your agent and just shake him really hard? How does that slide through?
I think it's funny as hell. All of these people chased the money, and guess what's happening? Because Phil Mickelson's not the only one. Brooks Koepka wants to come back now.
Oh, 400 to 800 million, please.
I can't imagine that the golf tour that you joined that is airing their biggest events on the CW isn't working out for you. Can't think of any reasons why. Can't imagine how that could go down.
Once you've sold your soul to the devil ain't giving it back easy. And so, Phil, for the rest of his life, is on the live tour. The end. I don't know what here's the thing. Quitting the tour and going back to the PGA, $400 to $800 million penalty. But how much if he finally says, I just don't feel like I can play anymore, I'm retiring? Does he still have a penalty if he decides to just retire? What else is in this horrible contract that Phil Mickelson signed? So the minute he signed it, and Phil does not seem like a dumb guy, he knew that was the end of his golfing career.
With the
LIV Tour.
with
No,
the
I mean,
team?
yeah, it ends with the live
I
because
really
once
thought-
he's done, he can't go anywhere else anyway.
I really
Right.
thought he believed it was going to work out, so he didn't bother about it. That's the only thing I can think, because there's no way that your agent looks at that and goes, "Yeah, no, we're not signing that." Your agent has to say that.
He has to participate in 14 events a year. Doesn't say he has to win. Doesn't say he has to do well. He just has to show up
and play
and smile and
Yep.
wave and be in
So-
last place.
So you mean the golf is going to get even crappier? Fantastic.
Who's watching it anyway, Keon? That doesn't matter.
Well, I said even crappier.
Well, we got a bunch of texts I need to get through on the text line. We'll do that when we come back. Plus football. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait. Unlimited first year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
80% of youth in Arizona don't drink, smoke, or use drugs. Want to know the reason why? It's you. Kids say not disappointing their parents is one of the main reasons they choose not to drink or use drugs. Visit talknowaz.com because while you might worry you aren't getting through, you are. Keep it up and stay up to date about the latest Arizona drug trends at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe, also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K242 Rolling Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third
hour. All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rhodes in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And yes, now I've got football ready to go. I got 4 texts sitting here that we're going to clean through, and we're going to go on to football. Don't you bleep this up for me. 888-368-1580. Big George says, well, we're all hearing all this talk about Keon wasting time. Well, I'm glad I missed the first half of the show. I dropped in right at the perfect moment. And yes, San Diego State and UC San Diego are two separate state-funded schools. University of San Diego is a private Catholic school that I almost attended. Thank you for the unrequested background information on that,
Thanks, Big George.
Yeah. Hefty Lefty says Cal State Santa Cruz as my favorite weird mascot, the Banana Slugs. That's a real thing? Banana Slugs?
Apparently.
It's a real thing.
Colts fan Dan says, Jeffrey, I officially like Keon better than your former co-host that had a tendency to kill off racehorses. Oh, okay. Well, that's nice to hear. Yeah. Which one? Like, see, this
there
is
was more than one.
We didn't release this information, but every single co-host that we've ever had on this show, except for Keon, has killed racehorses.
Yeah.
One by betting on them, another in a roofie sex scandal, and then another one, it was just an accident, hit him with a car. So you're gonna have to be more specific, Colts fan Dan. Lost Toby says, okay, so here's what it was. He sends this picture and it has a bunch of guys holding a thing that says Arson Judge appears headed to the Giants by it looks like it says John Heyman. And he says this is the favorite thing he saw today. And so he says ESPN reported that Aaron Judge was signing with the Giants and clearly did not. So the Yankees opened again against the Giants today, and this was great trolling on the part of these D-Gen fans right there.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right.
Also made look stupid is John Heyman, who says Arson Judge instead of Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Clearly a victim of spell check.
All right.
Boomer Sooner says, yes, banana slugs were voted in by the students. I need to look up what a banana slug looks like. Yeah, I'm going to do that right now. Banana slug. I don't mind that being on my. Ooh.
I was just about to say good luck. They're ugly.
I don't mind that being in my Google search, but that is gross. That is nasty. That is a nasty looking. It's just bright banana yellow. That's why they call it that. They are decomposers. So, which means they make really nice music.
Decomposers.
Yes, the decomposing
They don't make
composers.
nice music.
Ever heard that?
They decompose. They make horrible music.
Yeah. And your feed's a little bit cranky. You might want to freshen up your feed there, Randy. You're kind of come through a little.
Do you say I have fresh feet? Thank you.
Yeah. No, I said your feed is a little bit crackly.
My feed is good.
No, your feed is a little crackly, Randy.
Thank you.
No, what?
I think he thinks you're trying to be positive and counter Booger Wolf.
Okay. I didn't say anything about his feet.
My feet?
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah, no, you're fine, Randy. Don't worry about it. Hook'em Hottie says, I know you're moving on, but what's the excuse for Sam Houston State? I mean, there's no state of Sam Houston. Yeah, how's there? Yeah, that's a good point. Sam Houston is a name. It's a proper person's name. In Scrabble, you can't play that because it's not right. You can't call a person a state. Now I'm angry again.
It's a state-funded school named after Sam Houston.
There's a guy named Sam Houston, Keon.
Correct. And they named the university
first
after
and last
him.
name. He could get a driver's license. A state can't have a driver's license.
He's dead, so he can't get a driver's
Thank
license.
you, Randy.
Yeah.
But it's a state-funded school named after the guy.
It doesn't say that. It says Sam Houston State. That's all it says. It doesn't say
that's what
Sam
the state
Houston State funded state.
Yeah.
That's what the state
And they need to
stands
put
for.
funded state on the end of that. That's what they need to do, but
Yeah.
they're not doing it.
Yeah.
Lost Toby says best mascot is the Cal State Long Beach Dirtbags. All right, is that a thing? I don't feel like that's a thing.
No,
Lost
that's
Toby.
a thing. Yeah.
There's a thing where they call them
But
the
I
Dirtbags.
don't think that Cal State is the entire school mascot is the Dirtbags. I think it's just their baseball team.
Fighting Wampa says if you lick a banana slug, it's going to make your tongue numb.
Could be.
How do you know this?
Because he's licked one.
I'm not licking any slug. Forget that. I'm not going to lick some homeless snail. 888-368-1580, because that's what a slug is. It's just basically a homeless snail. Yeah. All right. Can we talk football, please, now?
Please.
Keon, while Keon is still looking up facts on it's a state school. I swear to God. I swear I'm going to quit this job. I'm going to quit this job. Today's the day I'm going to quit this job.
I just was Googling the Cal State Long Beach thing.
I mean, it's like INDEED.com.
The amount of time that you are wasting trying to pretend that I'm doing something.
We all know what you're doing there, Keon. You're
no
looking for
longer-
another job.
No. What?
I'll show you sons of bitches. I can get another job right now.
Seems like a nervous laugh to me.
I'm good.
Fighting Wampa says, I knew you'd ask that about the banana slug. I'm from an area and everybody knows from this area about that.
Huh.
So banana slugs are actually indigenous to that area? See, we did learn something. Not from Keon, but from Fighting Wampa.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry I didn't have my banana slug knowledge just on tap. Yeah, sorry about
You're
that.
supposed to be ready, not just arguing with us over what is a state and what's not a state. Just saying.
Funded school.
Whatever. Booger Wolf says, Randy, pour me a brew, you 100 grit-footed scallion.
How did he know?
100 grit.
You just told me my feet were good.
That's exactly what I did. Colts fan says Tennessee.
Whiskey. Are we playing the name game? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you?
I thought it was Jeopardy, so I was gonna say, what is the place everybody is married to somebody they're related to?
Tennessee.
I should win the money. Lost Toby, you just sent me a picture of a guy pitching in a Dirtbags uniform.
Yeah.
All right. That's kind of awesome. I think I kind of like that school now. 888-368-1580. All right. So let's talk. Let's get to this. All right. So I read a headline and it does bring this question to mind. And I can't remember where I saw it, but they were saying that the NFL is, testing the waters. They're drifting towards because you know how they started doing that thing where, okay, we're going to have 2 short weeks for teams. You're going to play 2 games on the short week, one way or the other, whatever day it is, however it works. And, you're thinking, well, that's not fair to the players. That's not cool. And I kind of didn't dig that. But then somebody is sort of checking out. Why would they be pushing this here? Because if they're pushing something here, that means their objective is over there. And the idea is the NFL looks to be moving towards Tuesday night games, Wednesday night games, maybe Friday and Saturday games. The NFL might be drifting into an area where you have a game every day of the damn week. It's not unrealistic. In fact, Roger Goodell, of course, he's talking about, it's like, it's no big deal scheduling games around the various days of the week. I think we have very clear data on that. Yes. He says it doesn't show higher injury rate having short weeks, whether you play on a Thursday or Sunday, but we recognize, the shorter weeks. We went through COVID on this, and we had a lot of flexibility when we did these things. So, we learned a lot from that time, and, we could play any day of the week and it'd be okay.
Well, I mean, I get that, but aren't they also talking about flexing games on Thursday Night Football?
Yes. And that's the thing. You could be 1 minute, think you're playing on Sunday, like, psych, you're on Thursday. What? Wait, huh? What? This is all, well, you know why. Money. Mm-hmm. It's all about the money.
Oh, yeah, it's always about money.
And it's also about the fact that Thursday Night Football, when they schedule it, they're like, this seems like a good idea. And then when it happens, rarely is it a good idea. The games have not been great. We have complained about that. So the NFL has said, okay, well, in that case, we can flex those games to get better matchups. Why? Because then we get better ratings. Why? Because then we get more money. Hello. That's the end result. I say get rid of Thursday games. Get rid of them and just have the games on Sunday and Monday.
Yeah, I don't think they'll ever get rid of Thursday night games now that it's kind of like taxes. Once they start a new tax, it never goes away.
It's true. No,
Thursday night football is never going to go away.
As they encroach, and now you've noticed we gotten kind of accustomed to these Saturday playoff games, these Saturday games. Oh, yeah. So
I absolutely don't like this because when I look at the Thursday games too, just schedule wise, some teams just absolutely get hosed in who they have to end up playing on Thursday, or if they play an opponent that had a Thursday game, that opponent has more rest. And then if you played a short week, like a Monday or something like that, I can't remember exactly what the scenario was, but when Washington played the Giants this year, if I were a Giants fan, I would have been absolutely ticked with where the bye week and the Thursday night game for the Giants lined up. The Giants had to play Washington on a short week, and then Washington had a bye week, and then they played Washington again. That should have favored Washington, but obviously they didn't they tied one and lost one. So the Giants, got away fine. But the point is that like that's not fair. Like as competitively, that whole stretch of games worked against the Giants. And I just think that like if you add more games every day of the week, you're just going to have more of those.
Emergency trivia question. Are you ready?
Okay.
Sam Houston is the only individual to be elected governor of 2 states. Do you know what they are?
Let's see. We're talking states. So I'm going to say
no
eyes up.
No,
the state of
I'm
Houston
looking down to think.
and the state of Dallas.
Well, Randy, we've just gone over these things. Those aren't states. You're incorrect.
State of Texas.
Yeah,
obviously.
Hands in your head. Yep, keep them up.
And
don't look over there. Look over here.
Just ESPN over there. I'm not.
I don't know how good you are with your toes. You could be typing with your toes.
I have
for all I can
shoes
see.
on.
All right, hurry up and guess.
I don't know, Tennessee.
You are correct. And I kind of messed it up, and he let me know in no uncertain terms earlier. But he doesn't understand. Sometimes your texts don't come through in order, and all I saw was Tennessee, but that was actually the answer to his question.
It's just that
you did get it right.
I
so
lived
good for
in
you.
both states.
Yeah.
Tennessee is the volunteer state. Where did the volunteers go? Well, they went to Texas.
Oh,
I didn't F that up, Colts fan Dan. Your cell carrier F that up. So get off my back.
That's why we got that random text about Tennessee.
That's what I'm saying. All of a sudden, Tennessee. I'm like, okay, I'll play. I don't know. Blissful Hayes says, will Kyler Murray play on the short weeks only? 2-minute penalty. That one wasn't very funny at all. That wasn't even close to funny. 2-minute penalty. We won't be reading your text for 2 more minutes.
Sorry.
Fighting Wampa says, I bet the NFL is looking into extending the week 8 days so they can add a game on that day as well. I'm actually okay with that. Parlay J says, fantasy football about to get a lot more complicated. Oh, dear God, you're right. But there is a start and an end to any football week. But you're right, because you got to get all this free agency. Waiver wire stuff. If they start plopping games on you on a Tuesday or Wednesday, when are we going to do this?
Right. Well, so if a guy gets hurt during the year and they are a key player for you, and they might return on, a Friday. If you already set your lineup, you know what I mean? Play somebody else. I don't know. This is going to get really weird. You're
going to have
really
to set your
idea.
lineup Tuesday mornings, period. And the waiver wire will be open for 38 minutes. I mean, I don't know how this is going to work.
Me neither.
Colts fan Dan, I think you owe me an apology. Just saying. Let's see. Lost Toby says his answer would have been Texas and a state of crisis. Hefty Lefty says, when are the schedule makers going to revolt on these extra game days? It's making it harder and harder on them too, Big George says, question, is there a state of ball? Yeah, Indiana. Ball state. Yeah, that's a good point. It's a very small state. Either the left or the right. I don't know.
Oh, no.
Booger Wolf says, I can't eat meat tomorrow because of Lent. What would the Dandy Randy suggest for dinner? And he says, go Suns.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, you can't eat meat. Why just tomorrow? Have you not been eating? Oh, it's Friday because he's Catholic. That's why.
Fish.
Well, fish is meat, Randy.
Well, I don't think you can't eat beef, right? Beef
Booger
or
Wolf,
chicken?
just have a nice salad and STFU.
Is it a red meat thing, or you got to give a little more info?
Have a pasta salad. There you go.
Introduce yourself to something called a leafy green, you fat bastard.
Well, a pasta salad, you chop up some radishes in there and some bell peppers, and get a little vinaigrette oil on that, and salt and pepper. I mean, there you go.
I can't read your text, Blissful Hayes. You're on a penalty. Lost Toby says West Ball, East State. Oh, that's good. Yeah, you're right. East and West. Well, what if I'm standing this way? Then it's North and South. See? Yeah. Pink Eye says, I think they had a double-header game on Thursday rather than canceling it. Isn't that what they did during COVID? Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah. Well, whatever the case, here's the question for everybody listening. Do you want football every day of the week? I mean, you got to have at least one day to set your lineups. But outside of that, I love football. But then I feel like I'd never get anything done. Sunday, all day Sunday, I am committed to that couch and that TV screen, both me and my wife, watching the games. Monday night football as well. Thursday night football, I can take it or leave it depending on the matchup. But if we keep adding more days, when is it too much?
I mean,
how much more can you add?
I think we're already there. I think we are at capacity. Part of the reason why football is so special on Sunday is all of the build up to Sunday. If you just have, every day is football, it kind of fades into the background like, the NBA and the NHL can do sometimes, where it's just every single day it's another matchup, unless you're a big fan of those sports. That I'm not necessarily going to be dialed into every single one of these days. I'm sorry. I'm not watching. I love football, but I'm not watching football every day, especially if there are other things on. The NFL season is on during, the start of the NBA and NHL season. Well, I love hockey and basketball.
It's going to dilute the audience. It's going to dilute what you have. You're showing up like, it's Thursday, I'm watching the game. It's Sunday, I'm watching the game. It's Monday, I'm watching the games. But then if it's Friday and Saturday and Wednesday, then you're like, now you got to start making choices. You know what I'm saying? You got to be like, is that game? Now I'm going to, instead of just watching it because it's on, I'm going to watch it if I think it's going to be good or not, or if I have players that matter in this. And even then, I don't have to watch it. So I feel like you start to dilute the product, and you're going to end up hurting it. You're going to have less people watching, more chances of injuries. And I don't believe for a second when Roger Goodell says, well, anything. So, here's what I say. We can handle NFL on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. But you leave that Tuesday and Wednesday alone.
Yeah,
because we have to work a waiver wire. Come on.
Leave Tuesday alone, leave Wednesday alone, leave Friday alone.
Why Friday?
I don't know. I have friends. I like to go out. I can't watch football every single day of my life. And Saturday is
watch
a
him
college.
get married. He'll change his mind.
Saturday is a college football day. That I like when they put it on Saturday. I don't really watch those games. I'm watching college football. Stop trying to take over every day of the week. If you put it up against other stuff and my team's not playing and it's every day, I'm going to start choosing other leagues. Because on a Sunday night, I watch the NFL no matter who's playing in the NBA. But if it's every day on a Wednesday night, I might watch the NBA matchup if that's the better thing to watch.
Well, I don't know about that. Yeah, I guess so, maybe. Yeah, I guess it's the Suns or this. There have been a few cases where you had to start thinking, am I choosing the Suns or am I choosing what's on Thursday Night Football, right? Or what's on whatever. So far has not been a big deal, but you're right. Someday it might be
every day. It's gonna be a big deal. Yeah.
Lost Toby says, "Hey, you can eat white meat because Jesus said so. I recommend the salmon." But why is it got to be white? That seems like a racist thought process to me. Hook'em Hottie says Sam Houston also has a really big statue on the side of the highway. That's my mom there at the bottom. She says, "Oh my goodness, that is a giant statue of Sam Houston." I don't know. Was he a good guy or a bad guy, Keon?
He was a good guy.
He's a total good guy.
I mean, I don't know about total. I mean,
did he own slaves? Did he do any damage to the our friends south of the border?
I don't know.
I know there was the Alamo, but that's a military
thing. It's a fair guess. If you lived at that time, you probably did own slaves. I mean,
yeah. And then
I
don't think they keep calling a school after him. I don't know.
I mean, they named a city after him. Houston is.
Yeah. Well, we can change it. Twittiot says, I recommend changing religions, Booger Wolf, if you can't have meat. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffco, I'm a football fan, but I can only take so much. In my old age, I'll just start watching reruns of Pawn Stars or something. And no, I didn't say porn stars. I said Pawn Stars. It's almost like he knows us.
I was just going to say, now there's a guy that knows this radio program.
Very well.
All right. Well, we got to take a break as more of these texts come flowing through. I didn't realize this one thing was going to capture the imaginations of all the super fans. So let me know, how many days should football be on? Or how many days should it not be on? What is your comfort level? Seriously, though, fantasy football is a bazillion-dollar industry. If you screw with the waiver wire time too much, and you don't give people a chance to set their, I don't know how. Is there a way to get around that? I just don't know. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
The latest lines in the NCAA basketball tournament, which will be held on Saturday at Energy Stadium in Houston, Texas. San Diego State, the 5 seed out of the Mountain West Conference, a 2.5-point favorite over number 9 Florida Atlantic out of Conference USA. On the money line, the Owls plus 130, the Aztecs minus 156. The over-under sits at 131.5. Number 4, UConn out of the Big East, a 5.5-point favorite Saturday night against number 5 Miami out of the ACC. The Hurricanes plus 202, over under 149.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you a planner? Do you like to plan ahead? Then, of course, you already have a plan to call Harman Solar, right? Bruce Jacobs here. It should be at the top of your list to get solar now and enjoy huge savings next summer. Up to 85% on your monthly bill with 0 down and no payments for 12 months. Then you can plan what to do with all that extra money. Harman Solar is a family-owned, women-owned, local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harman Solar 800-281-3189 or go to harmansolar.com.
Exclusive coverage of the NCAA men's basketball tournament on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic is presented by Harman Solar, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, American Furniture Warehouse, Desert Diamond Arena. Don't miss a moment of the action, the upsets, the last-second buzzer beaters that make this tournament madness. The NCAA men's basketball tournament, exclusively on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
By now, you know that sound. It's the sound of the Home Depot. But what about those sounds? Those are the sounds of your spring cleaning with a new laundry set featuring large capacity and innovations to make laundry day quicker and more efficient, making this the sound of savings on top brand appliances. Bring on spring with savings on select laundry appliances in-store and online at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
If you're age 62 or older and own a home, this message is for you. Reverse Rob here, Money Radio's expert on reverse mortgages. Learn how to tap the equity in your home and increase the quality of your life by earning tax-free income while protecting your other retirement assets. Join us for our free Second Saturdays webinar every month to learn more. This is not too good to be true. All you need to do is reverse your thinking. Call me today, Reverse Rob, to learn more at 602-REVERSE. That's 602-738-3773, or download my app by searching Retire Right with Reverse Rob.
It's that time of year when the sound of a ball on the hardwood floor turns our attention to college basketball. Slay up is good. Listen live to all the action, drama, and excitement that March Madness brings. Every call, every shot, every epic buzzer beater. It's good. Your exclusive home to hear all the action of the NCAA men's basketball tournament is right here. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Coming up later at 6:15, it's the NIT Championship. Don't ask me who's playing. Don't know, don't care. Saturday, we got the Final Four. After the Final Four pregame show at 12:30. At 1:30, we got Florida Atlantic versus San Diego State. After that, UConn versus Miami. We are your exclusive home for the NCAA March Madness Tournament. It's 1580 The Fanatic. Of course, Monday we will not be on. I think, because the national championship is then. And of course, Westwood One has a nice big long pregame show. And after that, the championship game. And I am going to say it'll be Florida Atlantic probably versus UConn. That is my prediction right now. because I just can't have San Diego State because I don't want to have this conversation anymore. That's it. That's all there is to it. 888-368-1580. Number one Rattlers fan wants to know if any of us watch the Rattlers. Well, they used to be on this radio station, and I think we've all seen them on the YouTube. Or Keanu went to a game. He had an awful lot of fun. Hope that answers your question there, buddy. Booger Wolf says my lips are so big when I stick my tongue out. Sorry, the screen moved. At people, my face looks like a foot-long hot dog. Whammy. Can we just give him a 5-minute penalty for just how unfunny that was? I don't even care if it was about me.
Yeah.
Is that funny? I mean, if it's funny, I'll rescind the.
What do you mean? Is it funny?
Yeah, I mean, did you hear any laughter?
No, I heard no laughter, but I
Yeah.
didn't. It was about me, so I feel like I don't have
Not
I don't have the right to say.
not even a sensible chuckle.
Jeffrey's lips are so big when he sticks his tongue out at people, his face looks like a foot-long hot dog. Whammy.
Yeah, it's not doing anything for me.
Boomer Sooner says, Jeff, go bet you a pizza that San Diego State makes the final. No. 888-368-1580.
Their odds are pretty solid. So I mean,
I just don't want them to. There's a difference between thinking they will or won't and not wanting them to. By the way, why should they deserve anything nice? They already have that beautiful weather and the beaches and all that stuff. Then they rub our noses in it with their ads. Come to San Diego. It's nice and cool. You're on fire. During the summer. No, I don't want San Diego to have anything nice unless I'm there. Then it's beautiful. That's where I first tried chorizo. I have great memories about San Diego, but I do find them very smug as a resident of this Valley of the Sun. So Thundersnow thinks that we should give Booger Wolf a 10-minute penalty for how unfunny that was.
A 10-minute?
Yeah, 10-minute penalty. But I don't think so. I think what would I say, 2 or 5? What do you think? I'll let you be the judge. You want a 2? No, I'll let you judge. 2 or 5.
Well, you did say a 5-minute, so
that doesn't mean I'm right. I abstain. I will let you give the time of Booger Wolf's
well, it's a 5-minute. It's 5 minutes.
Okay, fair enough. 888-368-1580. So the Arizona Cardinals are not sure when Kyler Murray is going to make it back to the field. Now, he's got an awful lot of guaranteed money. I don't know why he'd be in a hurry, Randy.
Well, I think that I don't know Kyler Murray. I don't know what his motives are. A lot of people have made assumptions that now that he's been paid, he really doesn't care about anything else. But I've heard Kyler Murray talk, and I want to believe what he has to say. And he wants to play football. He likes to play football. He loves the game of football. He's always been a competitor. I mean, that's what I've heard him say. So I don't know. I think he will be in a hurry to get back to the team.
I don't think so, because here's what has to be proven. Was it Cliff Kingsbury and his bad play calling, or was it Kyler Murray just not playing well? Now, remember, last season, he had a 3.6% touchdown rate, the lowest passer rating of anyone at 87.2, and yards per game average with 215.3. So not great. Do you blame Kingsbury or just, maybe Kyler Murray not doing well?
Well, my gut instinct is to blame Kingsbury. I just think the guy was he was horrible at his job. He might be a great offensive coordinator, but he's a miserable, bad head coach. And the red flag started to come out when he took over the team, and he had like juice breaks and he had orange slices for the guys on the field. And if anybody listening is going, "You've got to be kidding me! That's
Where's
a lie,
the team,
right?"
Mom?
No, that is the truth. That's exactly what happened. And I just think Kingsbury was just a bad coach. And I think because of that, Kyler just decided he wasn't going to respect this guy as a head coach. He wasn't going to respect him as a leader of this team, trying to get this team to win. And so I think he and Kyler Murray started this combative relationship where Kyler Murray thought he knew more than Cliff Kingsbury. There was no more cooperation. Kyler Murray tends to be a bit diva. And so it just went south and it went sour. And now we'll have to wait and see now that we've got a new head coach in here. But again, I mean, we have a new head coach with no head coaching experience. I would have loved to seen us get more of an established head coach, but like this guy's supposed to be one of the up and comers, and we have a new general manager. I'm one of those people that want to believe the best, and I want to see how Kyler Murray responds when he does come back. And I hope this team proves to be in a much better situation. Are they going to be great this year? I don't think they're going to be great.
Well, Colt McCoy is probably going to be your starter until Kyler Murray comes back. I think he's going to drag his heels getting back. In fact, Coach Gannon, was asked, they're like, hey, so what's the deal on there? And he says, hey, Murray's not coming back until he's both physically and mentally ready. And when I heard the and mentally ready part, and mentally, it's not like he had some horrific injury that Alex Smith or even Derek Carr. It's broke. It's not like a Dak Prescott ankle. Oh my God. It was just in my knee. And he went down.
Well, okay.
It was a non-contact injury. So his mental capacity, I don't know. You mean I got to put my right foot in front of my left foot?
I don't think that's what he means, because Chase Young tore his ACL in Washington, and it was a similar thing. The doctors were basically saying when they saw him go out there to practice, he didn't trust the knee. So I think that's the mental side of when
Sounds
you
like a good enough excuse to just get rich for doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean, it could be an excuse, but I don't think that's Kyler. And the reason why I don't is because Kyler Murray, based on he's the winningest quarterback in the history of Texas, high school football. He won a bunch at Oklahoma. Then he got
a long time ago.
Correct, but he got here and started losing, and the coach is, in his mind, the reason why. He's also one of these people, not unlike a Kevin Durant, who spends particularly way too much time on social media. And from the interviews that I see him in and stuff, that stuff eats at him, man. When people say you're not good enough, when they say you don't really care, that stuff eats at him.
More reason to drag your heels and prove them all right. You drag your heels and you're getting paid anyway. What's the rush?
I don't think so. And the other thing, that the third point that I'm going to make is to this too, is people said he tried to take over the organization when he got paid. He didn't do less. He tried to do more. Oh, the head coach isn't doing his job right? Well, I'll do something about that. Kyler is a type A. There's no drag your feet for
he's a type ain't playing for quite some time.
Well, but that's his ACL. That's not his fault. So I'm saying when he's ready to play, I don't think that dude's going to sit on the sidelines because it'll kill him.
He went down in week 14 with the ACL. What is the estimated return, in average for players who've recovered from that? He had surgery
around a year.
So we shouldn't see him until week 15 of the NFL this year.
Maybe if he's ahead of schedule, he could show up week 10, week 11, maybe. But that's a good estimate. That's everything goes right. The rehab goes right. He's able to finally trust putting weight on that leg and go, okay, it's not going to give out on me, especially the non-contact ones. And people said this about Teddy Bridgewater too, when he had his leg but that was a non-contact. To mentally know I'm going to put my foot down and the leg is actually going to work when I needed it a lot last time, it didn't. That part takes a little bit. So if everything goes well, week 10, week 11.
My prediction is 2024. He will not be back until the next year.
But I don't think that's a dragging your feet. That's just
here's what's going to happen. No. He'll love to drag his feet because it's free money. So, but here's what I see happening. If it's week 14, week 15, they're like, oh, I'm just really not sure about this. If you think week 10 and he's not back by 10, 11, 12, 13, he's dragging his heels. And I'm going to say he's going to be like, well, I'm not sure. Well, then they're going to look at the record, and the record for the Cardinals is going to be really bad. And they're going to say, you know what? We may as well just not play Kyler Murray at all. Save him for next year. We're going to get a crap ton of good stuff in the draft, and we're going to be amazing next year. You might not see Kyler Murray play again next year.
That is possible, and I agree that is incredibly likely. But I don't think that's because he would be dragging his feet so much as the team is looking at the quarterback and going, "This is the guy we've got. If we get him injured again, in a week 14 game where we weren't going to make the playoffs, had no chance, had no opportunity, that coaching staff, I mean." You're going to be under fire from the word go. This is your second year and you're doing that, or your first year and you're doing that. No one's going to forgive you for that.
Here's another conspiracy theory. So the Arizona Cardinals are looking at this. Kyler Murray, not in a hurry to get back. Cardinals looking at the situation. If we end up with the first pick in the draft next year, we could pick that super good quarterback who's on his way. We could just take that guy.
Caleb Williams.
And he's going to be on a rookie contract. We could have them both. Kyler Murray will immediately request a trade. And if anybody's dumb enough to take him, we're going to let it happen.
Well, I think you see what's going on with Lamar Jackson out there, okay? And I would say right now, from where
Kyler Murray is no Lamar Jackson.
Well, I was just going to say that. Let me finish. What I was going to say was I think Lamar Jackson is clearly a better quarterback and a more established quarterback than Kyler Murray is. I don't think that anybody out there would take this horrible contract that Kyler Murray has right now. This is an absolute ball and chain situation.
Yeah, because the cap's going to go up. In a year, that contract doesn't look anywhere near as bad as it looks right now.
Go ahead, Randy.
No, now I've lost my train of thought. I'm really old. You guys can't do that.
I'm sorry. We derailed Randy's train. It's like we're in Ohio.
You can't do that to me.
Sorry. Hookamati says, I saw Kyler Murray at the Mavericks game in Dallas. He didn't look like he had any mental problems, except for maybe his choice of fashion. I've never seen his fashion sense, except for he's shown up in a couple of real.
Kyler likes to dress. Yeah, and sometimes there are swings and misses.
I do not believe, to circle back to the original question, I do not believe Kyler Murray is a foot dragger in any way, shape, or form.
I don't think that if you get to be the number one overall pick in the NFL draft in this day and age, when we've got scouts just scouting your whole life, that's all you want to do, you can get there, especially at his size, and be the kind of person that drags your feet. I don't think he'd be here at all.
As Kyler Murray sits here day after day, if I were Kyler Murray and I had that contract, $230 million, I'd have it already sorted out. How much do I make for doing nothing for a day, for an hour, for a minute, for a second? And I would just laugh about it. Everybody says, "Hey, give me a second," and I'd be like, "Oh, $32,000." I mean, it's got to be in his head. It's like, I'm just sitting around doing nothing. This is amazing. This is great. Why would that sign a contract?
Why would that be in his? I mean, what does that have to do? I mean, why would you? I don't know why he would think that way. Because if that's the case, why would he call a press conference after the whole contract thing, where the study habit thing on the contract? Why would he call a press conference to try to talk to people and tell them this is not really the way I am?
Because he cares about what people think. He cares about people think.
And you don't think that if you drag your feet, people aren't going to think.
Oh, he'll balance it out. He'll figure it out.
The last time that people saw you looked absolutely dreadful. No, I don't think that Kyler Murray is the kind of person to drag his feet. Nothing about him in his career so far has indicated that. What Kyler Murray has, to me, as a massive weakness, is an incredibly large ego and an inability to listen to others. And I think that he's also naturally gifted, so he doesn't think
a young man's entitlement thought process.
Do I think that Kyler is lazy and would just take money without working? No, because I think that this is the job he's always wanted to do, and he would love to do it.
I think he's realized he ain't good enough to do it. He better get it good while the going's good.
I disagree. His ego is so big. There's no way Kyler Murray goes, "Ooh, I don't think I'm good enough to play in the NFL." I think Kyler Murray thinks, "Oh, we got that Kingsbury out of there. When I come back, I'm going to set the whole league on fire." Now, is he right? No.
Remember this conversation, because I will. Blissful Hayes says, I agree with Jeffrey. Kyler doesn't have any incentive to return to play. He's going to milk this injury for a few years, actually. Then he'll make other excuses not to play. He already got paid, so he's got nothing to prove. Boomer Sooner says, Jeffrey, you're just stirring it up. Face it, you're never going to like any Sooner. I don't ever even think about him being a Sooner. I don't even
Jeffrey's not a college football guy, Boomer Sooner. He doesn't care. The reason why Jeffrey goes after Kyler is because Kyler has done to himself, the list of things that I just listed as negatives and potentially other things that I didn't even think about. And then the other Sooner we go after is Baker Mayfield, who objectively sucks right now. So these are not Sooner problems. These are the two guys that just happen to be there, not doing well.
He's right. I don't even have to say nothing. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
I had a nighttime routine for my frequent heartburn. I would drink milk, I would sleep upright with more pillows, but that painful burning stayed. So I made Prilosec OTC part of my morning routine. With just one pill each morning, Prilosec OTC prevents excess acid production, blocking heartburn day and night. Now I have a new nighttime routine. I call it sleeping.
1 pill a day, 24 hours, 0 heartburn. With Prilosec OTC. It's possible while taking Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
One trip down Scottsdale Road, and it's obvious. Snowbird season is here. You know what else is on Scottsdale Road? The absolute best restaurant to take your out-of-town friends and family to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppan chefs create the food, fire, and fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for a great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection of Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily until 6 p.m. And enjoy outdoor dining on our heated patio. So whether here on a golfing trip, for spring training, or just to enjoy our Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. Take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse for dinnertainment. Visit KasaiScottsdale.com. That's KASAI Scottsdale.com or call 480-607-1114.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Discover credit cards automatically double all the cash back you earn at the end of your first year, which means, wait, hold up. Question for the audio engineer.
Go ahead.
Did I read that right? Discover automatically doubles all your cash back?
Yeah, that's what the script says.
So if I get a Discover card right now, I can earn twice the cash back.
Apparently. Wait. Unlimited first year cash back match. Only from Discover. See terms and learn more at discover.com/match.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the six-pack? Bingo. That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
I don't know what kind of country we live in if you can't pay hush money to a hooker. You know, I just don't understand. I don't know what's happened to this country. I don't know what to tell you. We are live. Can I just tell you also, there's going to be a lot of lifted trucks in New York City. Just about an hour. Oh, we're on. All right. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580. The Fanatic, Booger Wolf, is back from his penalty. He says, well-deserved penalty, boys. They can't all be 10. Sometimes you got to run through some skanks to get to the real gems. My bad. I've never heard of bad jokes as referred to as ladies before. Big George says, is there really a chance that Kyler Murray is not going to play at all in 2023? The new GM should be fired for incompetence for not picking up a quarterback in the offseason. This is a line of ineptitude at its highest level.
Big George, the offseason is still going on. Can we let it play out first?
And also, they haven't even had the draft yet, George.
And he did pick up he got, what's his name? Blau.
Yeah, I mean, look, Kyler's still on the roster. What quarterback do you want him to get with the cap hit that Kyler's got coming up next season? It's a $37 million cap hit, Big George.
I think going back to this contract thing, I don't think there's a way he can drag his feet because I think the Cardinals will do due diligence in having medical teams and doctors look at the knee and give updates. And Kyler will have to perform and hit certain goals. Otherwise, it could void the contract. I'm almost sure that was written into the contract.
You'd be an insane NFL team not to.
Text line's doing weird things, man. Like Heavy Metal Maniac text from like 3 days ago just popped up. That was very strange. The Jet says, I had to step out for a while. What was the final decision on you guys working, what hours on Monday?
Working 9 to 5.
Well, we realized that Radio Ron was just kind of screwing with us. Well, and he got me. He got me because I actually had an email exchange with him. I'm like, dude, what are you asking us to do here? Because he's like, I just mess with him. Yeah, but he did. He did see some times in another place that were wrong. And I've experienced the same thing he did because I don't know if it's the ESPN or CBS. Somebody is posting up bad times for things. That's all I'm saying. We have a new texter here, ladies and gentlemen. Another new texter on the text line. Sorry, I'm a little late on this one. Says the NFL is trying to be greedy. 3 nights a week with everybody watching is better than 5 days a week with less viewers. You're absolutely right, 9471, and welcome to the program. And if you're still there, sorry, let us know what you want your texter nickname to be. Taco Kenny is on the line. Says go Aztecs and go Raiders. Estodo. Hey, Randy.
Yeah.
What does Estodo mean?
I don't know. I'm not the right guy to ask. Estodo?
Yeah, what is Estodo?
That's all.
Are you sure?
That's all.
You just making that up, or do you know?
ES
Toto.
Toto. That's all. That's it.
Okay. Hey, Taco Kenny, good to hear from you. Twitty, it says baseball's on 7 days a week for the next few months. Does anyone watch that 7 days a week?
Baseball is 162 games. Football has 17, 18.
Well, it's 18 weeks. So here's the thing about that. Games, right? So baseball, if you're playing fantasy baseball or fantasy NBA, that's a lot of work. But you are constantly, day by day, able to make these little changes. Fantasy football, you're making the changes once a week as a team, as a singular. So if they play every day of the week in the NFL, it's going to jack up fantasy football.
Or in the fantasy baseball league that I was in, where you set it once a week, but whatever happens during the week just happens. And you are screwed if you put in, somebody, they get hurt Monday, team plays 2 more games that week. Oh, that's too bad.
Let me tell you why you will at least see Tuesday and Wednesday preserved, because the NFL also in the business of fantasy football. That's just at least my prediction on that. So, but who knows? 888-368-1580. I saw this story because, we've talked about on the show how I hope that the Colts consider taking Anthony Richardson in the draft. I don't mind having some down years as he gets on the job training. I really don't. I think that this is going to be a good player. And the headline says Anthony Richardson met with Panthers Raiders on Wednesday. What about the Colts? Why isn't he meeting with the Colts?
Well, the Colts may just not want to tip their hand. And by meeting with Anthony Richardson, you would be signifying some kind of interest in Anthony Richardson.
Do you think that Frank Reich would really take Anthony Richardson with the first pick of the draft?
No, I don't think Frank Reich would. No. But that too could be a smokescreen. If they have Anthony Richardson interview,
you don't need a smokescreen when you've got the first pick.
But we already mentioned this. They're going to they've mentioned that they would be interested in trying to turn around and shop that again. So
could be the Colts
if you're looking to
trade up.
Yeah. So you meet with, because GMs are playing all of these stupid head games that none of us bother to pay attention to.
I hate it
because it's silly. So you meet with Anthony Richardson, and if someone else really wants him, you would be signifying to them, hey, we could get your guy. We got the number. We could pick anybody. I think the Panthers stupidly moved up to number 1. They will not be able to shop that pick at a price higher than what they themselves gave to get there. So they're stuck at 1. I don't know why they're trying to play mind games. I have no idea. But the Colts hanging back could just be, we don't want anybody to know that that's our guy. So we're not going to meet with him. we've already got the chance to interview at the combine, pro day. Obviously he'll go to the pro day. I heard he looked really good at the pro day. His arm is huge. Like we thought. He just flicks his wrist and the ball goes 70 yards.
He hit the ceiling on purpose because somebody Levis did. Yeah. Just for fun of it. Yeah. I respect that. He was having a fun time. Well, I don't mind ending up with Anthony Richardson, but if Frank Reich taking a look at him means that thinking we are going to trade down to a point, because I got news for you. If 1 and 2 take Stroud and Young, well, then the Colts will probably take Levis or Richardson. So if the Panthers are looking at Richardson, then, that means that somebody who would want and that looks good for my Colts. So then I guess I just have to get used to either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, right? I guess that's pretty much what's going to happen.
Yeah. And I think those are the two guys you play them right now and they're probably fine. I mean, definitely Young.
I guess I'll be okay either way in theory. But everybody thought Baker Mayfield would be good. Everybody thought that Mitch Trubisky might do all right. Everybody thought, see what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
you never know until you know.
Mitch Trubisky was drafted way too high, and everybody said so on draft.
Oh, we all knew too high, but he was. What we did know is he was supposed to be at least a kind of competent quarterback. Yeah. We didn't think he was going to be the star, shining brightly in the sky. But you thought, okay, well, here's a guy who looks like he's got some upside as a quarterback, and it turned out. Boy, did he not.
I think when it comes to talent evaluators, you always just look at, does the guy have the traits to be great? You can't say for sure, because if you land in the wrong situation, I don't care how good you are. If you were being coached by, I remember Washington back in the day, Jim Zorn, when Washington drafted Jason Campbell, it's like Jason Campbell never had a chance. Jim Zorn was an awful coach. If you have a coach that is that bad, I don't care how good the quarterback is, you're going to ruin him.
Yeah, well, I don't like all this uncertainty. I mean,
that's why the NFL is making its money off the draft.
Uncertainty or anticipation.
Well, Keon has had to live with uncertainty as a Washington fan for his entire life. I'm not used to that sort of thing. I mean, we had we had some garbage. I'll admit it. We did. We had some garbage back in the day when it came to quarterbacks. And then we had, Peyton Manning. And then we had Andrew Luck, And so I've had an awful lot of years where I've been like, all right, cool. Everything's fine. And now I'm back to uncertainty. I'm not used to this.
I understand that. But what you need to understand is most of the league lives in uncertainty. Like a handful of teams have truly franchise guys. Every single other one of us is living in uncertainty. That's most of the league. That's the actual normal state of being a football
Here's what
fan.
I have to say to that. Let them eat nachos.
Let them eat nachos.
Damn, I want nachos now.
Yeah, I'm very hungry. I can't even start to tell you. Hey, oh my God, look at the time. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 2012, Jamie Moyer became the oldest starting pitcher to make an opening day roster when the Colorado Rockies announced that the 49-year-old left-handed pitcher would face the Houston Astros in the second game of the season. Knuckleballer Hoyt Wilhelm was the same age as the Colorado left-hander when he opened the season with the Dodgers in 72, but old Sarge appeared strictly in relief for the Dodgers. Back to me, Jeffrey. Old man Moyer. Whatever happened to that guy, by the way? Did he
finally
fizzle
retired,
out on
I
you?
think, and he's playing in like co-rec softball leagues. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Now his name was just heard on radio, so he's got that going for him.
The sad thing is I watched Jamie Moyer's entire career. I watched his first stint with the Chicago Cubs.
Well, it's impressive he made it to 49 as a
49
starter,
years old, man. That's like George Blandaville right there.
So was he good? I mean, he had
Early
to
on,
be good.
he was pretty good. He was with the Cubs for a while. Yeah.
When did he stop being good before 49?
Well, I mean, he lost a lot of velocity. I mean, let's face it, he's 49 and he's pitching in baseball. I mean, at the major leagues, he had to reinvent himself over and over again. He went from being he was never really a power pitcher. He was a place pitcher. He had to hit his spots And as time went on, he had to rely on his breaking pitches and setting batters up with the fastball away and then the breaking ball in, stuff like that. He had to be wise about his strategy.
I'm looking at Baseball Reference, and there were years where his ERA spiked, but where it jumped up and never went back down was when he turned 42.
Yeah.
Or 41. Yeah. Then from that point on, it was not great.
He milked that career for 7 more years.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And you're telling me Kyler Murray can't milk his injury for an entire season?
It never went back down, but it never.
Kyler Murray will play.
It went up and never came back down, but it didn't go up into the stratosphere. It was just high.
Yeah. But hey, guys, I'm just stirring up the pot because I don't like people that are Sooners.
Is that what it is?
I think the text line stopped working like 15 minutes ago. So I apologize if I didn't read or see anybody's text for the last 15 minutes. Yeah, that's weird. Anyways, everybody have a great night. And tomorrow, the excitement continues. We'll know who the NIT champion is.
Hey.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Business people like it straight and to the point. So here it is.